How you guys doing? Thank you so much for everybody being here. I'm trying to move something around. Sorry. I just noticed something. And I gotta turn this off. That's driving me nuts. Sorry, I got a fan. I like to keep my equipment cool. So I have a fan under my laptop, even though my laptop has fans and all that stuff. It doesn't run until it gets critically warm. I don't like it to get warm, period. Whenever I can feel it in my hands, the computer is too hot. By the way, can you guys hear me? Are we good? Can you guys hear me? God, I'm way on down here. All right. Hey, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. How you doing? Hey, Tuesday reminds me, I got to take trash out. But I'll forget. I bet you anything I'll forget. So, anyway, Lost Souls. Hey, how you doing, babe? What's going on? How have you been? I hope you are doing well. I hope so. Are you? I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. What am I doing? I don't even know. I got lost. Hold on. Sorry, I got lost for a second. Anyway, what is happening? Kind of did get lost there. Hey, Heather, how are you? Heidi, what's going on? There's that fun. You had a good time. You had a good time. I love that. Dodo, hey, you know what? I got something to show you. If I can find it. I can't find it. I guarantee you I can't find this. Let me delete that one. And let me add this one. I have never seen this before. And so I thought it was really cool. And I was like, oh, man, that's neat. So check this out. Community Spotlight. This is from my YouTube studio. Weekly highlight of your most engaged audience members, including your top commenters. There you are, Dodo, right between Emery, and T42. I haven't talked to Emery in a long time. Hope she's doing well. So, anyway, Dodo, you were in my stuff. What are the things called? Studio. Did I just stutter? I think I just stuttered. Kathy, how are you doing? I secretly hit the like after I click no in the poll. Kathy Trout, you're funny. I like that. Thank you. Hey, J7, how are you doing? I pray I never make that list. Sir, you are on so many lists already. Does it matter? Does it matter if you're on one more? I don't think so. I don't think it matters at all. Hey, Harriet, how are you doing? What was that? Those people are loud. Anyway, oh crud! I gotta take the trash out. My car's done out. Anyway, I feel like being on that list in a good way to get what I feel being on that list is a good way to get on the no-fly list next. You can get on the no-fly list. That's easy. We're gonna think of that as the naughty list. That's our favorite kind of list, isn't it? Anyway. Guys, what's happening? There is, I've got this. Check this out. I can do this now. Did I just disappear for a second? Did I disappear? I didn't do that. I did not do that. I didn't touch anything. My arms are crossed. I didn't touch anything. Okay, I winked. Okay, so I didn't. Okay. All right, cool. Want to make sure everything's good. On my screen, it went black for a second. Anyway, guys, almost at 8,000. We'll do the 8,000. We'll do an 8-hour, 8,000 member thank you stream. And that's why it is um, important to get 78 more subscribers. Also, what's the other thing? Oh, Dollywood. June 3rd, 4th, and 5th, where you will be able to go up and get your picture taken with the one, the only Volstorm. We're giving pictures away of him and you, the lucky people that come and hang out. It's gonna be a great time. I hope everybody can come that wants to come. It's we have a venue. Oh, I got an email about that today. I didn't check that. I remember seeing it pop up, but I didn't check it. Got a lot of stuff I'm doing. Hey, Kelly Steffi, how you doing? So anyway, June 3rd, 4th, and 5th, Dollywood. It's a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday, I figures when everybody comes in, and we usually go out, have a dinner or something like that. Oh, hey, Volstorm, I need to talk to you about another one. I got another idea. We may change it up this year, the meet and greet. May change that one up. It'll be cool. It'll be really cool. And then Thursday is Dollywood, and Friday is a live in front of a live studio audience, Friday Night Live, where just all the shenanigans, all the tubiness, all the stuff is happening right there in front of the live studio audience. It's awesome. It's amazing. We have fun. You have fun. But you got to wear pants. You got to wear pants. Anyway, this is Dolly Parton's 80th birthday year. So it's going to be a real big Dollywood. It's going to be real big. Got a theme song and everything already picked out. Well, I'll play that later because I'm going to get copyrighted when I do it. But it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. It's chaos and squirrels. Yeah, T stole my squirrel last year. She took it from me. If any of you guys see a squirrel running around looks like that, please return it to T. She is now the custodian of the squirrel. Guys, I want to thank J7 for helping me out today. So I was like, this is the week of Turtleboy's trial. Now I know everybody's gonna say, "Oh, it's been changed. It's been changed." Yes, I know it has been changed. I do not. Hey, Hill on top. What's going on, bud? Hey, are you coming to Dollywood this year? You live like right on the other side of those lights. I gotta leave on some nuts. Advice. So anyway, I was like, what is something good going into this? And everyone talks about these Mark Bederow letters, and I was like, okay, what is that? And then she sent me over to the motion for dismissal of this whole thing. It's an 88-page motion. So I don't know if we'll do all 88 pages, but this is stuff. If anytime you guys have heard me do I've done these things with what the hell stuff, and so it's gonna be just like that, but it's Turtleboy influenced. And so I've had a few comments over the past days. Leaving comments after a video is a great way to get my attention on something very specific. Yeah, I like that. So what was it? Somebody said something about it, and I was like, there's the question that has to be answered. Okay, is how this affects going forward. Like, what's the future of YouTube and all this stuff going to look like? That's a much deeper question I've ever thought. We may actually be on the cusp of a constitutional crisis. Because what does the First Amendment protect? Does it protect these people that go out there and do the IRL streaming where they go out and they, knock over people's grocery carts and stuff like that, just for the likes? Is that protected speech? Because like that, like for instance, the streaming platform Kick, that's how you get monetized over there. It's like once you hit a certain amount of viewers, because it's they're owned by a casino. Once you hit a certain amount of viewers, you can then turn on whatever it is to be able to turn on your casino, and people then can start betting on things, and that's where you get paid from that. So that's why you see all these IRL people. Johnny Somali is a good example of that. I can't think of the other guy's name. He just got deported from the Philippines over to Russia. He's another example of it. It's crazy. Hey, Angie, how you doing? Hi, everyone. I'm working. Just stopped by in for a minute. Well, I appreciate having you here. Please hit the like and, other good stuff. Let's hang out. Yeah, there you go. So government regulating speech on the internet, that's going to be a thing. So if, here's something to think about. So if all the action, all the charges against Turtleboy, what if he had never gone to the lacrosse game and he had never done the picketing? Remember, that's one of the charges was picketing. What if that hadn't happened? Or the rolling rallies, they're upset about that. What if he didn't do that? But he did it all from behind a computer screen. But he used the exact same language, the exact same subject, everything exactly the same. Would he be facing witness intimidation charges? I saw yesterday that Florida had passed a law. It's supposed to be like some sort of anti-Semitic law. It was a couple of years ago. And the Miami Police Department went to somebody's house to question them over a Facebook post and said that it looked racy. As bad as like racism, right? Like that's the unfounded hatred of somebody else based on their ethnic, or I guess it's ethnic background, right? Their DNA is. But what if it's not racism? It's just statism. What if you hate people from other states? I hate people from, everybody picks on California, right? Everybody picks on California. Is that protected? Is it any different? And, it's all these questions. These are things that your constitutional attorneys, the big brain people I talked about at the beginning of this, there's not a lot of money in it, but man, they're out there smart. Do they, do they? But I mean, this is the type of thought thing I'm trying to say. Is like, if you're sitting there and you're thinking, what's the future of free speech going to look like? What if you use these exact same things, but you use them behind a keyboard? What is racism? What is any type of ism? Or what's the other one they always like? Phobic. You're a phobic of something. I thought phobia was a medical condition, but that's okay. And now it's a hate crime. What makes those? Where does the marketplace of ideas close? And I don't know. It's scary. I don't think we want censorship. We don't want, but we also don't want unregulated. I say unregulated because you have to. It's always for speech. It's the fighting words, right? Is there an imminent threat? And then, of course, there's things like pornography and other things that are so shocking to, like torture, stuff like that. They're so shocking to the conscious. We don't want that. because you don't want people to profit off of it. You don't want to make a market for it. I don't know. I'm very uncomfortable talking about this because I don't want to say something that I would think about and change my mind on. It's it's something. It's a dangerous road. It's a slippery slope. But let's see what's happening with the Turtleboy stuff, right? Let's see how Mark Bederow's writing is to the court, and let's do it right. Some reason I have another stream on behind me. That was weird. That was a different browser. I just heard myself talking and I didn't like it. Very, very weird. I'm very, very weird over here. All right. Here we go. This should be it. So 88 pages. This is from Turtleboy's website, tbdailynews.com. You guys see it? Let's see. Let's see. What if I did this? Whoa, that's too small. What if I did this? No, I don't like that one. Let's do this. Oh, ha 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 ha. I am the master now. I don't want a master. Boom. Oh, that's kind of weird. Let's edit this. Let's go over here. Let's get ceiling cat out of the way. Oh, let's get next to ceiling cat, maybe. Let's see how this works. And hit save. Yeah, we'll update layout. Hey, how you guys doing? I'm over here now. Oh my gosh. All right. No, that's the wrong one. There you go. All right, Mark Bederow, attorney made to practice law in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, pro hoc vice, affirms under penalty of perjury as follows. I'm an attorney of record for the defendant, Aidan Kearney. I am familiar with the facts and circumstances herein and make the affidavit supportive of Mr. Kearney's motions for A, dismissal of the indictments pursuant to Commonwealth v. Odell and its progeny due to the prosecution's impairment. Wait, this isn't right. Is this the right one? Yeah, it is. Okay. And, due to the, see, I fell into the whole like thing. It's a PDF thing. I just kept scrolling, but there's a different one underneath there. LSC was not supposed to teach expert buttons. Yeah, she needs to teach me how to push buttons. Let's see here. Odell and his progeny due to the prosecution's impairment of the integrity of the grand jury proceeding, or in the alternative for Zoom, sorry, for the grand jury proceeding, or in the alternative for the granting of an evidentiary hearing in connection with the motion. I need to. How do I need to do this? I need to make this smaller. Can I make this smaller? Not that small though. It's kind of messes with me. I like that. I just like that size. Sorry. Dismissal of the indictments. How's this look for y'all? Okay, good. Dismissal of the indictments pursuant to Bridgman v. District Attorney for Suffolk District, 476, Massachusetts, 298, 2017, and its progeny due to the Commonwealth's pervasive failure to disclose specifically requested Brady material. I read Giglio as Gigolo. That's why I laughed. Sorry. Gigolo material and automatic discovery under Rule 14 of the Massachusetts Rules of Criminal Procedure, or the alternative for an evidentiary hearing in connection with the motion. Pervasive. I like the way this guy writes. I also like the word progeny used in here. That's an unnecessary word, but it really does. It adds thought to the sentence. It's different sentence structure. You have to add thought to the sentence. You like that? Giggly is a great movie. I've never seen it. They had to change your Rule 14 between the two cases. See, this is another rabbit hole. Like, I'm like, why did you change rules? What's going on? Okay. Disqualification of a special prosecutor, Kenneth Mello, pursuant to Rule 3.7 of the Massachusetts Rules of Professional Conduct, due to Mr. Mello being an essential defense witness at trial, or in the alternative, an evidentiary hearing in connection with the motion. He was a witness? The prosecutor was a witness? That's a conflict, isn't it? Background. Mr. Kearney, known by the moniker Turtleboy, is a credentialed independent journalist with large platforms on social media and YouTube. He writes articles and regularly hosts live YouTube shows, which generally are 2 to 3 hours in length and address numerous topics of public concern. Mr. Kearney's YouTube videos are categorized sequentially as numerical episodes, each of which contains a unique title summarizing the contents of his shows. Episode numbers and titles of Mr. Kearney's shows are displayed prominently on his YouTube page and may be viewed by anyone, irrespective of whether they subscribe to his channel. Mr. Kearney's investigative reporting has exposed numerous examples of fraud, corruption, and wrongdoing, yada, yada, yada. In April 2023, Mr. Kearney began researching the Karen Reed case, which at the time appeared to be a straightforward, open and shut vehicular homicide case. After he reviewed publicly filed court documents and acquired information from sources he generated, Mr. Kearney quickly realized that the case against Miss Reed was far more nuanced than had been publicly reported up to that point. This is really good writing. Oh, and by the way, I really dig how he has he does this justified. Boom, boom. That's so, it's just so relieving to see justified writing. I love it. Miss Reed was far more nuanced than been publicly reported at that point. 6, since he first delved into the circumstances surrounding how John O'Keefe, a Boston police officer, ended up dead from on, Miss Reed dropped him off at Albert's County home and her SUV. Kearney's reporting and content creation has centered on the unabashed belief that the Norfolk County DA's office, the DA for here on out, and the Massachusetts State Police, MSP, here on out, framed Miss Reed with assistance from McCabe members and Albert County members who participated. On April 18th, Kearney published his first article about the Reed case, Can't Cover Up Part 1. Kearney, sorry guys, I just know a guy. It's pronounced Kearney. His is Kearney. This is Kearney. I'm sorry. Initial Can Cover Up report was primarily sourced by the Hey Sarah, how you doing? Cricket Day, what's going on? Report was primarily sourced by the April 12, 90-plus page court filing from Miss Reed's defense, which consists of an affidavit from her attorney supported by numerous exhibits, including police reports and data from the extraction report of McCabe's cell phone. Mr. Kearney reported that the Alberts were definitely in the house at the time O'Keefe killed, and that all of them witnessed the murder or aware of it and have said nothing. All right, so this is the background of the trial. Guys, there's 88 pages. I want to skip through a lot of this stuff. Smith, source dogged reporting and outspoken support Miss Reed's innocence lit the spark that quickly ignited the Free Karen Reed movement, a phenomenon which galvanized worldwide support for Miss Reed and relentless blistering criticism of the district attorney, the Massachusetts State Police, and the civilians who Mr. Kearney and many others believe concealed the truth about Mr. O'Keefe's death. He has 528 articles and hundreds of videos about it. Holy cow. Holy cow, man. That is phenomenal work ethic. Perhaps the most high-profile scandalous murder prosecution in the United States in decades. I wouldn't go that far, but close. Mr. Kearney's frequent reporting on the Reed case played a substantial role in the public loss of confidence in the integrity and competence of Norfolk County. So, I mean, he does very good writing on his client's behalf. I mean, is this fact Mr. Kearney's frequent reporting in the Reed case has played a substantial role in the public law of confidence? I don't know. Possibly. Yeah. Does that matter? If she's guilty, she's guilty. You know, that it comes down to the jury and not what the public says. But this is the way he writes this is beautiful. But for Mr. Kearney's reporting, disgraced former Trooper Proctor would still be investigating serious cases for the state police, other members of the state police, including Brian Tully and the investigations Kearney wouldn't have been publicly disciplined for their misconduct, and the Norfolk DA state police inspector unit wouldn't have dismantled due to their misconduct. Oh, so they dismantled. Oh, that's crazy. Mr. Kearney's reporting on the Reed case raised disturbing questions about the possibility of systematic corruption in Norfolk County. So systemic right here, systemic corruption. That's systemic's a key word right now in legal and political arenas. Really like that word when used on a side that you are supporting. I don't like the word when it's used for like things like bashing people. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. It's a good word. I like it when I use it. I don't like it when other people use it against me or against my cause, against my side, whatever you want to call it. Hey, Danielle, how you doing? Danielle, I saw your message. That's exciting. Turtle's can go after the government. That's interesting. I don't know what we're laughing at, Sarah, but I like it. Hey, MJ. All right. Wait. Who has a lot of compassion? Who does? Oh. Don't say that. I have an image to I have an image to protect. Do you guys see the president of France today was wearing sunglasses? He said he had an eye injury, but anyway, he was wearing sunglasses when he gave a speech. I was like, yeah, he wants to be me. What can I say? Let's see here. Systemic corruption in Norfolk County gained him tens of thousands of supporters. The public officials and private citizens is accused of wrongdoing, and the microscopic segment of the population who remain convinced of I love that microscopic segment of the population who remain convinced of her guilt. Oh, despite her acquittal, despise him for his coverage and opinions. This is really good. Since Mr. Kearney exposed the scandal surrounding Reed's case, Albert repeatedly used the criminal justice system as the instrument to silence Turtleboy and end the persistent criticism his reporting has caused and still causes him today. This is what I want to see right here. This is my question. Is using the criminal justice system as an instrument to silence your First Amendment rights. Because that's a lot of people are trying to do that. All right, now here we go. Summary of the motions. The primary evidence used to secure Mr. Kearney's indictments were shortened, edited, and renamed segments from the hours-long YouTube episodes, which had the effect of skewing the true context of Mr. Kearney's episodes. I said that yesterday. I was like, this judge has all these Tillidays in here, and you don't get the full context of what's being said here. So I concur with Mark here. Doctor? What do you think? Do you concur? I concur. I just used 2 movie references in one. And Voss was the only one that could figure them out. Ooh, maybe ID crisis. Shout outs to my friends. Sorry, y'all. Let's see here. They edited and renamed segments from his hour-long thing, effectively skewing the true context of Mr. Kearney's episodes. I said that yesterday. For months prior to the grand jury proceeding, Tully and Mello were familiar with, as I say, Kearney, no, proceeding. Kearney's actual episodes, including their true names, length, and context. During the 2 months prior to the grand, that's another thing. Remember, because it said in the order yesterday that I was reading, I was like, I don't like how the judge went back to just what the police investigation said. It was the police investigation correct? 4 months prior to the thing, blah, blah. They knew the actual episodes, including their true names, length, and context, and they didn't use it. During the 2 months prior to the grand jury proceeding, Tully and Mello welcomed unvetted evidence and guidance from who's Catherine Peter, a private citizen who knew harbored an unhealthy obsession and hatred for Mr. Kearney. Miss Peters. Sorry, it makes me laugh. Hey, you know what? Miss Peters' dreadful credibility, including incidents in 2020, 2023, where she falsified and forged evidence to harm Mr. Kearney. She laid the latter of which included her audacious defamation and exploitation of the Alberts to further her insatiable urge to embarrass Mr. Kearney. That's a rabbit hole. Wait, hold on. See, I did it wrong. See, I just kept scrolling. It's this. Boop. Miss Peter provided Tully. Oh, cool. Hang on a second. Where'd that go? Just snippets. They were intentionally edited to make him look bad and change the meaning of his grand jury. I concur. And then where was that one I was looking for? Oh, hold on. Wait, what's beautiful? Are you a graphic designer? Graphic designers are amazing. I'm really amazed by their talents. J7, you said something. You said Krusty? Did somebody say Krusty? Hey, Foxy, how you doing? Oh, I can't find it now. Hey, Granny Debbie, what's up? How are you? Oh. All right. Let's see here. Okay. As detailed in the accompanying affidavit of Courtney Healy, according to Tully, Miss Peter directed him to specific timestamps of Mr. Kearney's episodes, which he located and edited, rather than reviewed the linked files provided to him by Miss Peter. Tully apparently renamed the edits he made for Mr. Kearney's episodes such that they didn't accurately reflect the names created by Mr. Kearney, and saved them in folders he created, which included at least one named intent. The way the police, this is a gut feeling, the way the police have handled the investigation into Turtleboy is exactly what everybody complained about the way they handled the investigation to Karen Reed. It's like a Three Stooges episode. You know, It's surreal. Am I getting notifications over here? Turn off. Yeah, they're turned off. That's interesting. All right. Sorry, y'all. Hey, side eyes. The intent folders Tully created were the exact files that became the exhibits that Mr. Mello introduced and Tully described before the grand jury. Mr. Mello, well, She-Huns, you go eat, go have a good time out there. You know what? Let's work up an appetite real quick. How's that sound? How do I do that? I don't know how we work up appetites around here. Yeah, I do. Wiggle, 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 yeah. 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 Hopefully that works up an appetite for you. Oh my gosh. I really need help. I really need help. Hey, Debbie Joe, how you doing? It's close, Debbie. It's very close to exploding. It's very close. It's crazy, Sarah. Like I'm not saying what I really want to say. I'm sorry. You know, I'm trying to be impartial. I'm trying to be because the conclusion I want to get to is about the First Amendment, and it's so bad looking at this, and I want to be like, that just sounds sus, you know, everything just sounds so sus. I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you okay, let me take this back. 750,000 people live in Norfolk County. That's what I was told. That's big. That's a lot of people. And this is the first time you're having a lot of eyes looking at the way things are done there and the way criminal charges are handled in that county. What about all the little people? You know? That's what I like to see. Someone like Turtleboy has a big following, right? I'd like to see him say, hey, were you ever wrongfully charged? And just start talking to people. I don't know. It's weird. It doesn't feel good. All right, the intent folders Tully created were exact files became exhibits. Mr. Mello's direction of the grand jury proceeding made a mockery of Mr. Kearney's right to due process and cumulative impact of which impaired the integrity of the grand jury proceedings and prejudiced Mr. Kearney. I love the word prejudiced in the legal setting. Mello littered, that is such a great word to use, littered the grand jury proceeding with his improper comments, his unsworn opinions of the evidence, and Mr. Kearney's intent, and by twice eliciting Tully's opinion that Mr. Kearney intended to intimidate witnesses. Mello provided the grand jury with improper legal instructions and failed to give appropriate limiting instructions. He improperly alerted the grand jury about the possible sentences associated with the crimes for which he sought the indictments and even a charge for which he did not seek an indictment. Mello dedicated the first day of the grand jury proceeding to dirtying up Mr. Kearney through his introduction of irrelevant and prejudicial evidence. That's what I was trying to say yesterday. I was like, look at what this judge is doing. Why is this so long? on that ruling. Why is it so long about all these things about Turtleboy? It has all these things about, well, he did this and he did that and he did this. None of that has to do with the opinion. And I was like, finally, I was like, let's just get down to the meat and bones about it. This is the I guess I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. I don't want to lose my place. The motions to dismiss the indictments. This was done in October, I believe. So anyway, it's just, oh my gosh. So yeah, dirtied up. I love that word. Golly. Dirtying up Mr. Kearney through the introduction of irrelevant and prejudicial evidence related to an uncharged allegation of Mr. Kearney wiretapping Stephen Scanlon, a topic entirely unrelated to the witness intimidation allegations before the grand jury. So grand juries, y'all. So that's a whole. I don't go to court. Okay, I don't like court. I don't want to be there. All that good stuff. Grand jury. So what I know of grand juries, they're different state to state. They're different between, their criminal matter. The rules are different in a grand jury. And what you're trying to do is a grand jury is like that stepping stone. Should these charges be brought up in front of a court? Should the charges, is there enough evidence? Is it a likelihood of guilt? Well, yeah, I guess so. There has to be. Based on the charges against the person. There's different rules. Like in Tennessee, there's something like, I can't remember. You may not be able to get like defense counsel may not be able to sit there, or maybe it's the person being charged can't sit there. There's something to it. I don't remember them. Okay, all those were a long time ago in school, and when I got out of school, I didn't do anything like that. No, I don't. Criminal stuff, man. Melanie Kid, first degree grand jury, dirtying up, allegations for the grand jury. Totally misled the grand jury, limited evidence to Kearney's intent to Tully's edits of his episodes, which left the grand jury with the inaccurate and far more incriminating information about the names, length, and context of Mr. Kearney's episodes, rather than affording the grand jury access to his authentic episodes, which would have provided it with accurate, favorable context to Mr. Kearney's statements. 31 here. At least 28 times during the course of the grand jury proceeding, Mr. Mello elicited from Tully material, false and misleading testimony about Mr. Kearney's YouTube episodes, which gave the grand jury the false impression that he created the episodes to document his alleged intimidation of witnesses. Wow. Despite numerous defense demands for specific evidence from September the 24th to August 25, the DA has failed to disclose exculpatory or discoverable evidence, or at a minimum explained what efforts, if any, it made to locate the requested evidence. Oh, okay. So the discovery process, that's you should have something in place, like to. I'm trying to think. I don't know how I want to explain it. Boring is good. Okay, repetition is good. If you have one way of doing things and that's the way you always do it, that's a good thing with the law. It's like, hey, stupid April, what's up? Doing a drive-by, leaving my like, and saying you're great. Well, I don't think so, but thank you. Nobody thinks so, April, but I appreciate you. That's why your April showers brings May flowers. Hopefully his motion has made you fall in love with Bederow like the rest of us. Yeah, he is an excellent writer. it's really amazing. I have nothing but complimentary stuff to say about him right now. But you're right, stupid April. Despite numerous defense demands for specific evidence from, the explaining efforts or any located request evidence. Sorry, I read that. The defense made a prior defense motion to dismiss the indictments without access to important undisclosed evidence that was in the Commonwealth's possession, custody, and control prior to the filing of the motion. So the defense made a motion to dismiss, but they didn't have all the evidence. Communications between Mr. Peter, Mr. Mello, and Tully, which are relevant to the instant motion to dismiss the indictment, have been in the Commonwealth's possession, custody, and control since 23, and were the subject of specific demands in the September 12, 24, October, and October 17th of 24 that were not disclosed to the defense until months after the court decided our initial motion to dismiss. Oh, hey, is there a new judge for the upcoming hearing? Is that what this is for? Right? Jay, do you know? Yes, she is. She absolutely is. You're the victim? Awesome. Let's see. Oh, I'm sure you'll get them before the night's over. Oh, this went to the old judge. Okay. But there is a new judge now. But this hasn't been ruled on, right? Mello forwarded many of the communications relevant to the instant motion to dismiss the indictment to co-counsel Robert Cosgrove on December 16th of 24. But Mr. Cosgrove didn't provide them to the defense until July 7th of 25, notwithstanding. Is there not a statute of limitations for this stuff? I mean, like, don't you have to reply by a certain amount of dates? The rules of procedure or something here? This hasn't been argued yet, but hopefully it'll be on the 30th. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So this is the big thing coming up. Oh wow. This is what I've been wanting this whole time. This is great. Cosgrove didn't provide them until July 7th, notwithstanding specific defense demands for that exact evidence addressed both months before the defense filed the first motion to dismiss the indictment. Hey, the district attorney's office doesn't have anybody prosecuting this, though, right? Did they ever get a new attorney, a new lead attorney on this? On September 4th, 25, the defense learned for the first time that D.L. Tully apparently edited and renamed Mr. Kearney's content, and that his altered evidence later became the exhibits used by Mr. Mellon and D.L. Tully to mislead the grand jury about Mr. Kearney's alleged intent. Now, I'll tell you right now, I have a gut feeling that the DA's side is going to say in court that the renaming of a file doesn't matter in this instance. And it'll be, the defense, I mean, they brought it up. They're going to have to answer that. Like, why does it matter? Yes, it's the 30th now. Oh, well, good. It's about time. Rules are fluid. I love that. That should be my bumper sticker. All right. The communication between and among Peter, Mel, and Dale Tully recently disclosed Commonwealth established that the defense still hasn't been provided with A, private video links Miss Peter sent directly to Mr. Mallow and Dale Tully, B, photographs and other evidence Miss Peter sent Sergeant Buchanan, and C, communication between Miss Peter and Dale Tully regarding the assistance she provided. Dale Tully immediately before he assessed Mr. Kearney's actual episodes and edited them, changed their names and placed them in an intent folder he created for use in the grand jury. The district attorney now claims that numerous private links contain discoverable information about Mr. Kearney that Miss Peter provided to Mr. Mel and Miss Tully has since been deleted by a private party, i.e. Miss Peter. What? It was evidence. You have to protect your evidence. I mean, you have to protect your evidence. I mean, I don't even know the rules on this. That's just common sense. This is somebody sends you something for a case and you're using it. You have to have I would have a hard copy. I'd have a save copy. I'd have it all. She deleted. Well, then she tampered with evidence. She's a witness. There are rules and discovery rules for, I know on the civil side, for electronic discovery. And like, once you're on notice that whatever it is might be used, maybe needed in a lawsuit by somebody. So like, let's say Purina is making something and, little Johnny over here gets sick by eating the dog food. And their attorney then contacts them and says, hey, we please save all communications, about Alpo that you have on your servers, blah, 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 between this date and this date. And they have to save it. Once they're on notice, they have to save it. If it gets deleted at that point, that's they're liable for that. And corporations spend hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars on e-discovery stuff. And they get, this is just weird. Maybe it's cool. Maybe that's why you can do things up there. I don't know. It just seems weird to me. The district attorney now claims that numerous private links, the Commonwealth has represented and Tully has never opened any unsolicited links emailed to him by Ms. Peter. Notably, they have not and cannot say the same about Mr. Mallow, who not only opened private links sent to him by Ms. Peter, but sent them to Tully for him to review. I'll tell you what, man. Therefore, the favorable and discoverable evidence that indisputably was in the Commonwealth's actual possession since 2023 apparently is no longer available for disclosure to the defense. And the case is still open. Yeah, we got all this evidence. Where is it? Well, we threw it away after we got it. Mr. Kearney has been prejudiced by the non-disclosure and or destruction of exculpatory and discoverable evidence because of the defense has been deprived of critical, substantive, and impeachment evidence in support. That's a big one there. Impeachment evidence. Oh, that's a huge one. Because I agree. It's and the impeachment evidence it's vaporware. It's just gone. I mean, you cannot. How can how can you fairly represent your client, the defendant? How can he get fair representation if his attorneys are being denied the same evidence that is being relied on by the district attorneys, being relied on to the grand jury, being relied on to the court? This is asinine. If all this is, I mean, I'll throw out the caveat. This is, Bederow's being paid to say these things. I mean, he does represent Turtleboy, but if this is the way it is, man, that's. And I haven't even gotten to the whole thing that brought me into this is the First Amendment. This has nothing to do with the First Amendment. This is just basic criminal procedure. This is 101 type of crap. This is I never do anything. I know nothing about criminal procedure. What I do know is that I took enough of it to know I didn't want to do criminal. Then I was threatened by my wife. White Rabbit says, "No, you can't do that." I was like, "Why?" She said, "Because what if you had to defend a child molester?" I was like, "Well, they have constitutional rights. You have to protect her." And she said, "No, you don't. You don't." And I said, "Yes, ma'am. I'll never do it." I'm glad she said that. Mr. Kearney has been prejudiced by the non-disclosure and or destruction of exculpatory and discoverable evidence because the defense has been deprived of critical, substantive, and impeachment evidence in support of the claim that the DA's biased and shoddy investigation relied upon unvetted, impossible, tampered evidence from a source with a patently obvious motive to falsely accuse Mr. Kearney and with a track record of doctoring evidence against him on at least 2 occasions. I already forgot about that. That's impeachment. She's impeached because she's already doctored evidence. That has been proven, that is a fact. If that's a fact, if that's been proven, she is doctored evidence. She is impeached. She's not a reliable witness, and nothing that she's been taken should have been used against Kearney unless it can be substantiated. And the only way it can truly be substantiated is it has to be vetted by the defense. Where's the Tylenol? True. Oh. Mr. Mello's communication with Tully and Miss Peter regarding her relationship with and production of evidence to the prosecution and likelihood that he will contradict Tully's claim that he has never reviewed private links sent by Miss Peter, his knowledge of Miss Peter's motive to falsely accuse Mr. Kearney, and her overall lack of credibility. His knowledge that D.L. Tully edited and renamed evidence, and that he later introduced to the grand jury, and in his conduct before the grand jury, which included eliciting false and misleading testimony from D.L. Tully, supports Mr. Kearney's defense and will make Mr. Mello an essential defense witness at trial. Oh. I didn't see that one coming. Oh, man. Bederow. He's Teddy Roosevelt. He's a Teddy Roosevelt type lawyer. Carry that big stick. Well, he just swung that big stick right there. Oh, man. Oh, dude. He's going to put him on the stand. Put him on the stand. Mello has also made himself a material witness then when on November 5th of 23 he made himself a material witness in his official capacity as Mr. Kearney's prosecutor. He called the police advocating on behalf of witness Chris Albert by seeking to have peaceful protesters assembled across the street from Mr. Albert's pizza shop charged with witness intimidation. Mello's conduct and credibility would be key issues at trial, and it would therefore be improper for him to represent the Commonwealth and defend himself as an unsworn witness. Oh, this guy's the attorney. I forgot that. So Mello works for the DA's office. He's an attorney in the office. Oh, gosh, bless. Oh, man. Oh, he should be. Oh, I thought he was an investigator for a second. I guess I got lost in it. There's a lot of names here I'm trying to remember. What's happening? You're like a 2-foot advantage over Shizzy, was not. Mel's kind of credibility accused of trials, and it would therefore be improper for him to represent the Commonwealth and defend himself as an unsworn witness. Mel must be disqualified pursuant to Rule 3.7, which mandates that a lawyer shall not act as an advocate at a trial in which the lawyer is likely to be a necessary witness. Oh, man, this is such a smooth procedural move. Oh, my gosh. The court has disqualified Mr. Mel from prosecuting Mr. Kearney in docket blah, 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 for the exact same reason being sought here. Accordingly, for the reason detailed in this affidavit, its exhibits and accompanying memorandum of law, the court should dismiss the indictments against Mr. Kearney and disqualify Mr. Mel, or in the alternative, order an evidentiary hearing on the motions because the prosecution has prejudiced Mr. Kearney by A, intentionally impairing the integrity of the grand jury proceedings, failing to disclose specific requested exculpatory and discoverable evidence in their possession, custody, and control. That's key right there. Custody and control of evidence. Wow. And Mr. Mel's conduct has made him an essential defense witness. The need to silence Mr. Kearney. In 23, Mr. Cabe and the Alberts learned that they were subject to a federal investigation into the Commonwealth's investigation of O'Keefe's death and subsequent prosecution of Mr. Con Albert was served with a federal grand jury subpoena. That's something else I didn't know about. And information on the morning of the 10th, Mr. McCabe was served with a federal. So they both Miss McCabe's got it. Sorry. No, they both got grand jury subpoenas. Okay. Sometime after Brian Albert, Mr. Proctor, Brian Higgins, Kerry Roberts, and others were served with grand jury subpoenas. On information belief, Ms. McCabe was briefly interviewed by FBI agents on the morning of the 10th. As detailed in her testimony at Reed's trial, Ms. McCabe told at least 2 material lies to the FBI. Really? I know nothing about that. McCabe lied to the FBI by initially claiming she was her sister, Nicole Albert, before properly identifying herself. Oh, when they answered the door and she said no, she wasn't who she is. Oh, yeah. So, don't do that. Out and about, how you doing? Lily, what's going on? This is absolutely insane. Wow, guys. All right, sorry. All right. I was looking at the chat. Although she testified at Reed's 2025 trial, that she was cooperative with all law enforcement, Ms. McCabe terminated her FBI interview within minutes. So she asked for an attorney. Huh. On the April 10th at 9 a.m., the information and belief immediately after Ms. McCabe called Ms. Roberts while the FBI agents were wanting to speak to her. A call Miss McCabe lied to the agents about. Ms. Roberts asked Steve Nelson, the DA's victim witness advocate, on April 10th, Ms. Roberts, Mr. McCabe. I don't know. All this is redacted, so I have no idea what's going on here. Where she falsely swore she earned. Oh my gosh. This looks so sus. Look at this footnote. Roberts did speak with the FBI as revealed her testimony at Reed's 2025 trial. She repudiated her 2022 grand jury testimony where she falsely swore that she heard Miss Reed ask Miss McCabe to Google how long to die in the cold, sometime after 6 a.m. After in 23, after being read 18 USC subsection 1001 warnings by the FBI, Ms. Roberts admitted she didn't hear Reed ask Ms. McCabe to make the Google search. Oh my gosh. Was she held for perjury? Was she held in contempt of court? Anything? I don't know who Ms. Roberts is. I never heard her before tonight, but you can't lie to a grand jury. That's instrumental in getting a case to go to trial. If you lie to it, you'll be held in contempt. I mean, she could be facing jail time without a trial. Did she get anything? Then she did it. This looks even more sus. It's like, oh, I can say stuff here. I got this one figured out. But once the FBI, that's a whole different department. I can't say what I did say, because I'll get busted. I mean, that's what it feels like. Holy cow. I mean, we've all seen TV shows and stuff. That's exactly what it feels like. This is like I'm going to have to watch The Departed tonight. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. This is so crazy. This is nothing about what I want to be on. I'm so off track right now. I am so far gone, but this isn't how you do stuff. This is a complete violation of everybody's. You know what? This is a violation of Lady Liberty. Okay. They saw a blind chick with a good looking body and thought, hey, you know what? She's wearing a toga. We can just pop that sucker right off, take that home, use it for drapes. Jeez Louise. Why? I mean, just the why question. Hey, 80s, how you doing, buddy? The why question, and because I've stopped saying why. Why? I just have to admit that there's evil. All right, the devil is strong. So the why question is something that we all get caught up in because we want to understand how somebody can do these type of things, how they can act this way. And there's no answer for it. You just have to accept it. And that's the hard part. That's the hard pill to swallow there. You have to accept that people are there's just evils out there. Okay. And to be good, right? If you're going to fight for good, it's not usually the people that are advocating for things. Right? Because usually when you advocate for things, there's always that other side. It's just the best way to be good, just the little things, Don't get into arguments and try to take yourself out of the drama, try to step back, try to always humble yourself. It's hard, man. It's hard. I try to do it every day and I fail at it. All right. Let's see here. Memorandum of law in support of the motion to dismiss. Oh, this should be good. Oh, no. I did it wrong. I can't hit scroll. I was warned about that too. On April 12th, 23, just 2 days after Ms. McCabe had been Rattled by the FBI misreads, the defense filed its lengthy motion, which, among other things, alleged that significant and reliable evidence implicated her and our defense filed a lengthy motion. Okay. Sorry. Now I see where I am. Oh, wow. Implicated them on her death. I didn't know this was a thing. Reed's motion accused Mr. McCabe of Googling hose long to die in the cold at 2:27 a.m. and alleged that other day demonstrated that Mr. Keefe was inside Brian Albert's home when he died. Really? I didn't know that. Ms. Reed's defense further alleged that it uncovered significant evidence that Mr. McCabe had taken affirmative steps to delete and tamper the evidence. And B, it had a good faith belief that Brian Albert had taken affirmative steps to destroy evidence. Oh, wait a second. Was there something about like a SIM card in like a Navy base or something like that? Or is that some other case? Suffice to say that between the 10th and 17th, Ms. McCabe and the Alberts had strong reason to be concerned about their legal situation and the adverse impact of their public reputations that would result from media coverage of scrutiny they received. Oh man. If I was gonna do conspiracies and drama, man, I got one that just popped in my mind. Hey, Squid, how you doing, babe? What's happening? Sorry. Major Mom, how you doing? What's up? Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't watch any of the Karen Reed stuff. I didn't know about any of this. I can't pay attention during trials, y'all. It just bores me. On the 18th of 23, McCabe and Albert's concerns were amplified when Mr. Kearney cited the publicly filed defense motion and exhibits as his primary source. Blew the lid off the Reed case by publishing his first Can't Cover Up article. After Mr. Kearney posted his first story about the Reed case, the DA sought to muzzle him in response to numerous complaints from Ms. McCabe and the Alberts, who had substantial access to and influence with the DA. How did they have that? Okay, Brian Albert was a longtime Boston police officer who had a personal relationship with Canton Police Chief Ken Berkowitz. His brother Kevin was and is a and Chris Howard has been elected to serve as a Canton Town Selectman. Members of the Albert family had a personal relationship with Mr. Proctor. Mr. McCabe had a personal relationship with members of the Canton Police Department who were involved in the Reed case. That is crazy. Wait, hold on. Where'd he go? Where's my next page thing? Oh, there it is. All right, next page. And before I do that, experts' peer reaction. This is giving me life. Well, hey, let's not stop there. Thank you, Side Eyes. Whoops, hold on. I just lost that. There we go. This is, it's so crazy. I thought I'd be worn out by now. I really did. And this is, I'll be doing this all night probably. On April 20th, no doubt concerned about the viral dissemination of Mr. Dissemination of Mr. Kearney's article and its detailed exposure of the Reed defense motion, Mr. McCabe redacted. But it's Exhibit B. And information and belief in response to Mr. McCabe's redacted, which would become a constant refrain. The DA publicly stated it would disprove the Reed defense allegations about the timing of Mr. McCabe's Google search. Disprove. Okay. Notwithstanding the DA's attempt to triage the meta, metastasizing scandal by publicly defending Ms. McCabe, things continued metastasizing. Gosh, what is wrong with me? Metastasizing. Who uses metastasizing in a legal? Holy God! I like this guy. I really like this guy. McCabe, things continue to get worse for her and the Alberts by the day. Mr. Kearney's reporting. You know what's bad is the guy I know, Kearney. He passed away 2 years ago. Yeah, he was such a character. Kearney's reporting led to Ms. Reed's modestly attended court appearances becoming newsworthy events, overflowing with supporters and media. Her support became so great that before both of her trials, the court ordered that a buffer zone be created to prevent jurors from being exposed to and influenced by Ms. Reed's supporters. After April 18, Ms. Reed's public support increased exponentially. Her growing throng of supporters regularly protested and held standouts where large groups of people congregated in public spaces and displayed signs supporting Ms. Reed and critical of the DA, the Massachusetts State Police, Mr. McCabe, and the Alberts. On May 9th, the DA wrote the U.S. Attorney's Office seeking information about the federal investigation after being notified about the issuance of at least 2 federal subpoenas. Oh, wow. On May 18th, the DA sought the recusal of Boston U.S. Attorney's Office from the federal investigation due to what it alleged was a conflict of interest. Now, I wonder why that's a conflict of interest. On May 24th, Ms. McCabe and Ms. Roberts clearly worried about Mr. Kearney's growing influence on public opinion. See, this is it. His growing influence is what got him. May 30th, McCabe unsuccessfully sought a harassment prevention order against Mr. Kearney. I didn't know that. Demonstrating her fundamental misunderstanding of the First Amendment. Here we go. McCabe alleged on April 18th, the day he first reported on the Reed defense motion accusing McCabe of complicity in O'Keefe's death, Mr. Kearney attacked her character. And what if it amounted to a request for unconstitutional prior restraint on Kearney? McCabe urged the court to do something so he can't blog about me. Just do something. Well, honey, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? I want you to go down there and tell him to stop it. No. Jay, was that you that sent me the clip of Baker saying no before he said no, yes, like that? What about the hyperlinks? Multipass? Yeah, she looks like Lilu from Fifth Element. Mila Jovovich. Milo, I don't know her name. I call her Lilo. I love it. I think she's got the greatest smile. It just exudes personality in that avatar. And so when I say multipass, I was really didn't understand English. You gotta see the movie. Sorry. And what amounted to a request for unconstitutional prior restraint on Mr. Kearney, McCabe urged the court to do something so he can't blog about it. There you go. The court predictably ruled that, however upsetting Mr. Kearney's reporting made McCabe, he was a member of the press, and his activity protected speech under the First Amendment. So they did rule about that. That's interesting. So what do I do with the hyperlinks? I hit like clink, clink. It doesn't click for me. Click. Nope. Because I'd like to see that one. I'd like to see number 77 there. On July 1, McCabe, who frequently asked the DA, of course, who frequently asked the DA, of course, to do something about Turtleboy, oddly contacted him on Facebook Messenger and sent him a photograph of a mostly naked man. Wait, hold on. This first I've heard about this. Why? What? Is it not illegal to send pictures like that? Unsolicited? I mean, I don't know. Don't send me I don't want pics. No. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Fifth Element's so good. Great costumes, great everything about it. Stop me from talking? I'm trying to. Okay, apologized to Mr. Kearney and then ominously advised him to have fun in Mashpee, where Kearney was vacationing, which suggested she kept tabs on his whereabouts. Okay. Oh, hey, I just saw a thing today, guys, where if you like, people are doing this on like Instagram a lot. They're like, oh, look, I'm going on this cool vacation, and they're showing their boarding pass, taking a picture of it. Some of them, they put their thumb over the QR code, but if there is just a small part of the QR code, hackers are able to replicate that and get into your flight data stuff, and they've changed seats for people, they've canceled flights, they've changed for their destinations, and because it's funny to them, so be sure and don't show anything like that. Okay, don't. The internet's weird. All right. In the email with the subject line, Proctor email Tully, Lieutenant, redacted subject line, Fanning, Buchanan, and Reed, Prosecutor Adam Lally, referencing Mr. Kearney as redacted. Ooh, I wonder what she referenced him as. Proctor informed the group, redacted. No doubt reeling from the perfect storm created by the ongoing federal investigation. Ms. Reed's aggressive defense and the public's increasing awareness of the growing scandal resulting from Mr. Kearney's reporting about the Reed case, D.A. Morrissey, from his personal email address, essentially begged the Massachusetts Attorney General's office to prosecute Mr. Kearney for witness intimidation and or civil rights violations. That's 7. He said. On July 21st of 2023, Morrissey, from his personal email account, again urged the Attorney General to act against Mr. Kearney. On information and belief, the Attorney General declined to prosecute Mr. Kearney because it recognized that it was inappropriate to prosecute him. I'd like to see that reply email, wouldn't you? I don't know. Maybe that's out there. I don't know. For witness intimidation based upon the reporting about witnesses who were upset after being accused and publicly filed court documents of complicity in a high-profile murder. On July 24, 23, Miss McCabe and Mr. Nelson redacted. What's redacted going to be? Hey, these two over there. They're caught in a closet, redacted. Oh, they're going out back. They're going to go get redacted. CJ, how you doing? No, it's not Chris Rock. That's Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker's who's in that. of Rush Hour with Jackie Chan. Chris Tucker's awesome. Okay, more redacted. The General Counsel for the Department of Justice Executive Offices on August 3rd for U.S. attorneys rejected the DA's request for the Boston U.S. Attorney's Office to recuse itself of the federal investigation. I wonder how that conversation went. On information and belief between August 9th and August 25th of 23, McCabe, members of the Albert family and the Massachusetts State Police and DA Morrissey and or others met to discuss Ms. McCabe's latest demand for the DA to do something to stop Mr. Kearney from reporting about her. On August 25th, 23, DA Morrissey capitulated to the demands and threats of Mr. McCabe and the Alberts and decided to do something about Mr. Kearney. Oh, yeah, because you know why? I was, I bet you it was around the time. No, that was this year. Sorry. So I just saw August 25th. I was thinking about his re-election. Something was D.A. Morrissey's video recorded public statement, which press officer David Traub immediately disseminated to local and national print and television media. Prior to issuing this ill-conceived public statement with assistance from Canton Police Chief Helena Rafferty, D.A. Morrissey accepted input on the content of his statement from a person advocating for McCabe's and Albert's interests. Mr. Traub informed the advocates that he sent D.A. Morrissey's statement to Dateline NBC and numerous other media entities. By issuing a statement on behalf of witnesses with interest that differed from his own, D.A. Morrissey allowed himself the elected. Oh, sorry, I keep scrolling down. God, the elected defense district attorney to be exploited as a puppet whose strings were controlled by influential private citizens motivated to advance their self-serving agenda, which included silencing Turtleboy. So, yeah, how influential were these people? I guess the one guy, he was on, it was the county or the city, town, whatever it is, commission. Is that right? Hey, Traveling Fools, how you doing, buddy? What's happening? Sorry, I just got Road. I said you now got a notification over here. Traveling, man. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, bud. Guys, Traveling Fools, check him out if you haven't. Go over to his channel. He does a lot of trivia stuff. Hey, Traveling, sorry about the Miami loss. Hey, J7, Traveling Fools, big Miami guy. Actually, his family goes back to like the beginning of Miami. Like, it's an amazing story. It's awesome. It really is awesome. I love Traveling Fools. And I say all the time, we need to get together. We never do. That's my fault. Something I need to work on this year. I need to work on that. Hey, how you doing, Tammy? What's going on? How are you? Hey, that's fine. It's no problem. I do weird stuff all the time. Morrissey's statement was a flagrant violation of Rule 3.6 of the Massachusetts Rules of Professional Conduct. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't even think about that. Although he didn't name Mr. Kearney in his public statement, Morrissey took subtle shots at him by attempting to discredit the reliability of information from the internet. Morrissey vigorously vouched for the credibility of McCabe and Alberts, decried their victimization from Mr. Kearney's witness intimidation, ludicrously decreed that Colin Albert did not commit murder, blatantly misled the public about Mr. Proctor's credibility, discussed the evidence against Ms. Reed, and implied that she was guilty. Oh, yeah, when you put it like that, yeah, I could see that being violation. The latest effort by Morrissey to stem the snowballing criticism failed miserably. On September 3rd, 23, in a group text which included Morrissey, Tully, Buchanan, and others, Mr. Proctor's referencing to Mr. Kearney said the quiet part out loud, asking redacted. As it turns out, the Proctor was present in the aftermath of their futile public statements after being repeatedly rebutted by the Department of Justice and Attorney Generals and Commonwealth. And the Commonwealth played its only remaining hand, shut Mr. Kearney by prosecuting him itself. Now, when you paint a picture like this, it's very good. It's very clear. Everything they did was futile, and they tried to pass the buck to somebody else, so that way they would look like they had clean hands and everything, right? They get to say, see, it's not us that's prosecuting you, it's outside sources, because you're so heinous, Turtleboy. You're such a heinous person that other law enforcement agencies in the state have taken up the cause to, silence your what's the word I'm looking for? Dissent, not dissent. Anyway, words are hard. And it all backfired on them, so they had to do it themselves. And now I think they're trying to look. I think I'd be looking for a way out. I'd be looking for the best way to get out of this thing. We gotta get out of this place. Dissidents. That might be the word. See, I'm better than words with friends. The Commonwealth unveiled an Orwellian plan. I love that. An Orwellian plan. So, I mean, he talks to an educated audience. I like him. In which they, the very people being criticized by Mr. Kearney, weaponized the witness intimidation statute for the purpose of silencing his criticism of them. That's the word I've been looking for. Weaponize the witness intimidation statute. That is what they're doing. I'll forget that. Somebody's write that down. Weaponize the witness intimidation statute. That's what's happening. That's what's so bad about this whole thing. That's where, it's like, how do you get witness intimidation out of this? It's a poorly written statute. I've already had somebody complain. It doesn't matter about whether the statute's poorly written. That was his behavior. I'm like, yeah, I get that. I mean, trust me, I understand his behavior is something, but you have to look at what if the government entity comes after you, and you don't think that your behavior is ludicrous. I mean, that's the thing. We may not like it, but it doesn't mean it's not protected. Turtleboy is the Larry Flint of our time. Somebody can tell him I said that. Oh, geez. On September 15th, in connection with Ms. Reed's court appearance, Mr. Kearney and a large group of her supporters loudly protested outside the Dedham courthouse in support of her innocence. McCabe again informed Mr. Nelson, redacted. They occurred. The court appearance was official business. Redacted. Ms. Reed's case was in the courtroom, and okay. Yeah, I hate redacted stuff. I have no idea what they're talking about. Okay, that's redacted. On September 26th, 23, D.A. Morrissey recused his office and engaged Mr. Mello as a special prosecutor to handle the anticipated prosecution of Mr. Kearney. Although the DA's recusal indicated DA Morrissey's appreciation for the clear conflict that would arise from his office prosecution of a journalist who criticized the DA, the MSP, which faced the exact same conflict, didn't recuse itself from the Kearney investigation. DL Tully, a frequent target of Mr. Kearney's criticism, remained the lead investigator. Mr. Proctor recently had referred to Mr. Kearney as redacted and redacted, continued to participate in the investigation, and later became named victims in the indictments against him. Without more, the MSP's failure to recuse itself and the DA's failure to assist on it in the face of such blatant conflict of interest and the actual bias calls into question the motivation of the Commonwealth and entirely discredits the case against Mr. Kearney. On September 28th, Chris Albert unsuccessfully petitioned for harassment prevention order. Oh, now they're trying to get harassment prevention. So what's the harassment prevention order? I wonder what that requires that is different than the witness intimidation, why they didn't get it. So it concluded that his allegations did not constitute true threats or harassment under the law, notwithstanding his supposed recusal from the Kearney investigation. DA Morrissey, from his personal email account, contacted several high-ranking Massachusetts judicial figures, including the judge who denied Mr. Albert a protective order the previous day, demanding that Stoughton court clerk be investigated in connection with Mr. Kearney's awareness of Mr. Albert's application for a protective order, which DA Morrissey claimed he had no right to know about. I don't know. Did he? If you don't have, wait a second, you have to know you have a protective order against you. Like, that's instrumental in getting a protective order. Like, if I'm not mistaken, in Tennessee, you have to put up a bond too. So if you go get a protective order, you have to have like a bond. You have to have, reasonable fear and all that stuff. Hang on, I got distracted. Sorry. Wiggle, 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 yeah. 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 Thank you. You're welcome. Whatever. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Oh, you said don't skip the footnotes. Okay, I will not skip the next footnote. Morrissey was awarded the investigation. He sought on October 31, 3 weeks after Mr. Kearney's phones were seized by Tully, a Stoughton court official presented the target of the investigation with pages from an extraction report from one of Mr. Kearney's seized phones. Despite irrefutable proof that at least one of Mr. Kearney's phones had been extracted by Tully, or with his knowledge, Mr. Mello falsely represented November 28th that the MSP had not perused the material. It is in pristine form located on the defendant's devices. On November 10th, recused Morrissey from his personal email account, emailed Attorney General Andrea Campbell, who he acknowledged that the AG refused to prosecute Mr. Kearney, but he again urged the AG to take some action against him. I'd like to see that email, wouldn't you? Once again, the Attorney General declined to prosecute or take any other actions against Mr. Kearney. Leave me alone and don't message me again. Ms. Peters' history of dishonest honesty and fraud. Okay, this is the chick that gave the stuff to the investigator, right? Miss Peter worked for, oh, yeah, I've heard about this chick. She worked for Turtleboy for 2 years or a year and a half when Mr. Kearney terminated her employment after he caught her stealing from him. That's always good. Miss Peters' unhealthy fixation on needling Mr. Kearney. I love this, man. This guy's got such a grasp on the English language. Mr. Kearney seemingly has dominated her life in recent. Oh my gosh. Her unhealthy fixation on needling Turtleboy seemingly has dominated her life. What a great way to put somebody down. Oh, that's so much better than saying that he lives rent free in her head. No, her constant her fixation on needling him has seemingly dominated her life. It recently resulted in her being permanently stained with a criminal record. Oh. Miss Peters' behavior has resulted in additional criminal prosecutions and the issuance of numerous protective orders against her in favor of Turtleboy and others associated with him. Disdain for Turtleboy has led to engage in fraud, forgery, and manufacturing of evidence and other acts of dishonesty for the purpose of harming Mr. Kearney. Oh, and by the way, just a heads up, this is a public document I'm reading. This is a court thing. This is all, anybody can read this, okay? And these are this is presented to the court. I'm not saying these things. If you got a problem with any of this stuff, file an issue with the court. File a complaint against Bederow. But man, I wouldn't. I would just run away. I put my head in the sand. Stop it, Tammy. Oh. Tammy. Let's see here. In March 2020, shortly after Kearney fired for theft, Peter engaged in a harebrained scheme. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever seen harebrained written. I've heard it said, but see it written in a legal document, especially. This is awesome. This is given to the court. This is so awesome. Scheme where she forged documents and fraudulently filed them to advance her position and harm Mr. Kearney in connection with a petty YouTube copyright dispute. Oh yeah, don't do copyright disputes. Those are, it's it's a cyberbullying law if you start doing that stuff because you're affecting somebody's economic abilities, and you could face state and federal penalties. So don't do it. That used to be a big thing on YouTube, and people would do those copyright things. Don't do it. Anybody does that, I encourage you to contact the authorities. Shortly after Mr. Kearney fired for theft, he engaged in a harebrained scheme for document fraudulently filed them and advance their position and harm Kearney. Okay. Boop. Now, she brazenly sent YouTube, but she falsely. I don't need to know all of that stuff. So she has a criminal background, is what we know. Change to 2013 index number. Right of foreign employee. Oh, what's this one? I like to know about that. How do you fraud YouTube? And just on a scheme, it's for a reason that she was trustworthy because she's trustworthy because she admitted her wrongdoing. Well, I think Billy the Kid admitted to killing everybody he shot. Let's see here. We don't need anything more about her. I get it. All those things, all that stuff. Her on live stream. Blah blah blah. Warning him that he should fear her. Yeah, see, I just all that stuff we don't need. She immerses herself into the case. So all this. So here's the thing. The reason why I'm skipping over this is because this is long, and this is all the defense's evidence. Going for to set forth that it was to use her. What would she? I'm trying to think how I want to word this. Her working with the prosecution in this it's unjust. It's unfair. It's she's has a vendetta. A vendetta is what they're trying to establish here, and we gotta get through all this. So she immersed himself into the case. She got on the side of people that hate him. Okay. Like there was no need to use her either. Yeah. Jay Sevens brings up a point. Like, I don't know of anything that she provided. Even, I mean, it looks like the prosecution had their mind made up. And no, what they're trying to do here, what Bederow is trying to do is trying to impeach her, like saying that she is not a trustworthy witness and should never have been used, and her testimony should not have been relied upon. And even though she admits to wrongdoing, it's you ever been pulled over by the police and they say, have you ever been arrested before? It's one of those things. She got a couch. What? Let's see here. Now it doesn't have anything to do with it. All right. Information belief. Golly, there's so much stuff here where there's stuff that she gave him. This is all stuff I need to probably go back and read, but it's not necessary for this stream. Experienced detectives who have been investigating Mr. Kearney since 23, MSP knew or should have known, and numerous red flags which adversely impacted her credibility. Yeah, that's what right here. This is exactly what I was saying, that all this part of this motion is to try and impeach her credibility. After Kearney's arrest, Miss Peter, with the blessing of Mello and Tully, became an integral part. See, there's Detective Tully, so DL Tully, integral part of the prosecution team. Really? Redacted. Upon information Miss Peter provided. Holy cow, we've already gone through all that. We don't need a whole big. Wow, golly, there's a lot of stuff on her. All right, let's see here. Deal told Mr. Mello's knowledge of distorted evidence prior to the grand jury proceeding. Okay, now here we go. Side eyes. What is happening here? What is happening? Says, okay, two more y'all. Expert is digging through craziness. No, we only how will you? Wiggle, 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 wiggle. You're nuts, side eyes. Hey, Nipper, how you doing? Whoops. How you doing, Nip? Let's see, where are we? Tully appeared and signed the charging documents filed against Mr. Kearney on October 11th. As special prosecutor in charge of the prosecution, Mr. Mello was familiar with the contents of the charging documents and the evidence against Mr. Kearney at the time of the arrest. Knowledge of distorted evidence prior to grand jury proceeding. Okay. 7 weeks before Mr. Mello elicited testimony from Tully before the grand jury, Mello billed taxpayers for only 56 hours of work performed during October 23, even though commencing October 4, 23, and on each and every day thereafter, including weekends and all legal holidays, have devoted an absolute minimum of 4 hours each day and frequently 12 or more hours a day. Which meant that before Mr. Mello elicited testimony from Tully in the grand jury proceeding, he worked more than 232 hours on Mr. Kearney's case, at least 112 hours in October. Oh, wait a second. So, hang on. From October through December, Mr. Mello spent more than 700 hours of time on this matter. His services included, but not limited to, reviewing some 8 months of daily internet posts and blogs associated with this matter, coordinating efforts with investigators, drafting court filings, and making presentations to the grand jury. Wait a second here. Let me go back one page. Special in charge right now. The charging documents and evidence of the Kearney's arrest. It was almost 7 weeks before his testimony. He'll build that. So if he only billed 56 hours worth of work, but yet he supposedly had 232 hours or 112 hours in October. I mean, that doesn't sound okay. So billable hours. I'm looking at there being a discrepancy there because you've heard the term like double billing. That's something you get in a lot of trouble for. Usually double billing happens when a lot of attorneys bill out 15-minute increments. You call 5 clients, okay, and all 5 clients aren't available. You leave voicemails on them. You have about maybe 20 minutes worth of calls, but you build out an hour's worth of work, hour and 15 minutes worth of work. So you do that throughout the day. All of a sudden, you can bill out more time than there actually is in the day. And that's when you get in trouble with the bar. I'm glad that you understand what I'm doing. I've because I'm sitting there and going, wait, hold on. I read it. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, they're gonna think I'm an idiot. Like I don't even know what I just read, but like I do. But I'm like, whoa, hold on, because it doesn't seem right, does it? Somebody say T-Rex is here. Hey, T-Rex. Hey, Lefty, what's going on? Lefty, you're quickly becoming one of my favorite people on X. There he is. Bill in 3-minute or 6-minute blocks nowadays to try to avoid those. I don't know anybody. If anybody's billing at 3 minutes, they're crazy. They're absolutely crazy. You can't pick up a pen in 3 minutes. 6 minutes is something else. I mean, I know 15, I know 12. Some people, I may have heard of 6. And even that I thought was absurd. Like I was like, I wouldn't do it. I tell them no. 6 minutes is not. Oh, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy to do that. And I guarantee, like on a phone call, it's at least 15 minutes just to call somebody and have them hang up. Because what happens is that you have to think, okay, who am I calling? Okay, well, I'm calling T-Rex. All right, now what's his case about? I got to look at his case. What's the last thing here? What am I doing? Okay. And by the time you got it's 15 minutes are gone. It goes by so quickly. It takes usually, what I learned was it'll take about 10 and a half hours of work to get 8 hours built out. It sucks, man. Law life sucks. All right. Let's see here. Now we've got charging documents. Mr. Mellow's billing records reveal that Tully and Mellow's familiarity with Kearney's online videos and written articles. Tully accurately cited names of specific episodes, exact timestamps, and exact quotes within them. For example, Tully accurately named the titles of 3 episodes. Life is normal as normal is over, blah, blah. I do not want this to go to trial. Tully repeatedly referenced numerous other unnamed episodes, citing and quoting from them in precise detail. Tully know that Kearney's episodes are publicly available for viewing without being a subscriber or follower and archived by an investigator. All right, now. Let's see here. Thus, it is indisputable that before Mr. Mello elicited testimony from Tully during the grand jury proceeding, both men knew the actual titles, length, and content. Oh, I got you. The public availability of Mr. Kearney's content and Tully's and Mello's familiarity with it means that there's no reason for the Commonwealth to consult, to consult with or seek Ms. Peters' input in what evidence should be presented to the grand jury, or B, to clip, edit, and rename Mr. Kearney's episodes and then conceal the actual episodes and their accurate information from the grand jury's consideration. True. And but this is true no matter what. No matter whether there's anything that we just read, you shouldn't consult an outside person like this. I mean, hey, see you, Lefty. Thanks, man. Take care. Ms. Peters' communication with the Commonwealth provided additional proof that Tully and Mello worked hand in hand with her in gathering the editing evidence for use in the grand jury proceeding, and B, intended to deceive the grand jury by intentionally presenting a false, misleading description of Mr. Kearney's episodes. Ooh, now here's one. They intended to deceive the grand jury by intentionally presenting a false and misleading description. So that's something else. Like, that's why. Okay, so whatever that chick's name is, Peters. As a prosecutor, you're going to be asked, where'd you get your evidence from? And what are you going to say? You're going to say from somebody who has a known, what was it? Needles him constantly. Oh, I forgot. Occupies her entire day needling him. Leslie doesn't work. He's such a fibber. He loves his job so much he never works a day in his life. He plays video games and makes video games. He's the reason why the whole industry's kind of gone downhill. He's obsessed with DEI. Tell him about that. See what he says. Ms. Peters' communications with Commonwealth provide additional proof that Tully Mello worked hand in hand. Okay, sorry. The flawed grand jury presentation. What number we got? 54. Jeez. Grand jury proceeding commenced on November 28th, continued December 5th and 14th, 19th, 20th. 4 days of grand jury? Holy cow. I mean, like, a trial shouldn't last that long. It should be like this should be like a 1 day and done. I mean, it should. This whole like long trial stuff is stupid. There aren't long trials, okay? There's never a long trial. Real life, there's not long trials. There's like 10 trials a day at court. 10. There's more than that. Oh my gosh. It's sorry. The main witness was Tully. He testified a total of 11 times over the course of a 5-day proceeding. The grand jury testified 11 times. Why do you have to keep coming up there? Voted to indict Mr. Kearney for witness intimidation, picketing, and conspiracy to commit witness intimidation. They weren't going to let that grand jury leave until they got a true bill on him. Mello did not see Mr. Kearney's indictment for illegally wiretapping Mr. Scanlon. All the evidence Mr. Mello presented related to the uncharged allegation of Mr. Kearney illegally recording a phone call. See, I don't know enough about any of that right there. The evidence presented in support of the uncharged allegation of wiretapping consisted of the partial recording Ms. Peters sent Tully and testimony from Scanlon, Tully, and Sergeant Buckhennick, I think is right, who simply read a hearsay interview. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. It's hearsay. Holy crap. Gosh, man, I'm not even thinking. I'm so lost in the totality of this thing. It's overwhelming, y'all. This is overwhelming. I can't even think of like the little nitpicky things. Oh my gosh, I mean, hearsay, that's 90% probably of your evidence. Is, how do you get rid of how do you overcome where the hearsay exceptions and stuff? If this even goes to trial, it won't be till December 26th. Wow. That's another thing. What happened to right to a speedy trial, right? So it'd be the 30th. We're looking for to be a motion to dismiss. This is a motion to dismiss. Oh man. The illegal recording played before the grand jury didn't start recording until 1:09 to the call. Scanlon claimed that during the non-recorded portion of the audio played in the grand jury, Mr. Kearney told him that he wouldn't record conversations. Okay, but still, is that against the law? Is that against the law, Massachusetts? I don't know. Tennessee's a one-party notice. Oh. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The call doesn't matter. It's not part of this. That he didn't get charged on. Mello didn't instruct the grand jury to disregard any bad act evidence or instruct the grand jury but the wiretapping evidence when considering. Oh, so he played that. Oh. He played it and he didn't even charge him for it. Now I get it. Oh my gosh, that just goes. That's like what the court ruling I read yesterday was. It's like you had all this stuff in there, all these things about how bad Turtleboy is, so bad, so awful, and all they had nothing to do with the actual charges. So they played this just to add on, like how bad he is. I have to wonder if the grand jury indicted him just so they could go home. Got a point. You do have a point. Yeah, but you have a constitutional right. The U.S. Constitution applies to Massachusetts. I think. I'm pretty sure. Wow. Wow. Okay. Mello instructed the grand jury disregarding that. Mello did was instruct Tully to read to the grand jury to the text of the wiretapping statute, including its possible punishment of 5 years imprisonment, even though they weren't charging him for it. That is such crap. At the conclusion of the session, Mello informed the grand jury that this case involved a violation of MGL 272, section 99, after which he summarized the definition of the wiretapping statute, which meant the grand jury heard it twice that day. After number 20, Mr. Mello never referred to the wiretapping allegation again in grand jury proceedings. September 11th, 25, I was informed by Mr. Cosgrove that Mr. Mello decided not proceed with a request for the grand jury to indict Mr. Kearney for the allegedly wiretapping of Mr. Scanlon. On information and belief, if Mr. Mello decided not to seek a wiretapping indictment after November 28, 23, he realized that the audio recording Mr. gave totally wasn't reliable evidence. Oh, that's another good point. There were no other logical reasons for Mr. Mello to call 3 witnesses, introduce the recording, introduce a hearsay report in support of a wiretapping indictment, and not seek an indictment unless A, he realized the evidence wasn't reliable, or B, he offered the evidence exclusively for the purpose of prejudicing I can't say the words anymore. To prejudice Mr. Kearney before the grand jury deliberation in the submitted charges. Holy cow. Yes. B is what I just said. But A, realized the evidence wasn't reliable. That's a good, holy cow. That goes back to her being impeached or being impeachable. Oh my gosh. By the way, I can hear prejudicing. Prejudicing. I can hear it in my head. I can't get it through my tongue. My tongue is like, I don't know, maybe it's a little dry. I used to be able to touch my nose with my tongue until I went into a coma. Isn't that the weirdest thing? I haven't been able to do it since. It really bothers me. I don't understand why my tongue shrunk. What did they do to me in the hospital? Oh, probably the air tube. Maybe push my tongue down my. All right. As a legal advisor to the grand jury, Mellon knew or should have known that he should have decided not to proceed with seeking indictment for a serious crime before he severely prejudiced Mr. Kearney by calling witnesses, playing a recording, and twice instructing the grand jury on the elements of and once on the punishment associated with the uncharged wiretapping allegation. As the legal advisor, think about that, like the punishment associated with. So that's one of the things that got me when I heard Turtleboy was facing 90 years, over this witness intimidation charge. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound anything. You have that you tell that to the jury so they think, oh my gosh, like, this is a serious crime. It's a mental game you're playing. It's, this is a serious crime. They're punishable up to life in prison now. Like, he must have been bad. And only somebody really bad would get arrested for that. That's how jurors think. They're all, why were in a coma? I got sick. Must disregard all legal instructions provided from the charge, including any possible prison sentence, and may not consider any evidence presented to on November 28th in considering the submitted charges. Mr. Mello didn't provide any of these instructions. Without more, Mr. Mello's presentation of irrelevant and prejudicial evidence of an uncharged bad act that bore no relationship to the charges before the grand jury impaired the integrity of the grand jury proceeding. Intentional admission of prior bad acts without curative instructions may impair integrity of grand jury proceedings, according to Commonwealth v. Brown. Most of the evidence Mello offered in support of the charges that he actually presented for the grand jury consideration consisted of he and Tully knew were cherry-picked and out-of-context snippets from Kearney's online content. That all goes back to yesterday, man. That's what I was saying. I was like, why is this written like this? And that was the judge. Now, here's the thing. The reason why the judge writes stuff like that is because if you appeal it, I don't know man, I don't know how this is going. I'm at a loss. I have to take a step back. Like, this is not my expertise, right? But it's also not. I don't. It's Massachusetts. It's the Commonwealth. It's very different than other places. Every state's different. Every single jurisdiction is different. Massachusetts is a little bit more different than what I'm used to. Seriously, we almost didn't have expert what? Yeah, I made it. Yeah, but I had like a 17% chance of survival. That was a while back. The critical issue for the grand jury's determination regarding the witness intimidation charge was Mr. Kearney's intent. Mellon properly expresses unsworn opinion. They intended to intimidate witnesses. Oh, wow. Mello improperly elicited Tully's opinion that Mr. Kearney intended to intimidate witnesses. Mr. Mello improperly elicited. Man, this is damning. McKay, McKay, 911, their opinions, Mr. Kearney's intent. Deliberately misled. Okay. 14 times during the grand jury proceeding, Tully improperly testified that the grand jury exhibits were maintained in a folder titled intent. Mello and Tully concealed from the grand jury that Tully, not Kearney, created and named the intent folder, and that Tully, not Kearney, renamed the clips DL edited from Mr. Kearney's actual episodes. See, I forgot about that. I didn't. Oh man, that's so. Oh yeah. To try to conceal the fact and make it look like, man. Okay, let me defend the district attorney's office for a second. Being very aggressive, trying to get that. The worst thing for a district attorney is to want to win. Does that make sense? It doesn't, does it? You should not go in there with a I have to win attitude, or like it's a game or something like that. Now, I say that every district attorney has that attitude. They want to win. So once the case is up there, they do just about everything to win, even when it may look very obvious to everybody else that it's a bad case and that it needs to be dropped. But they take wins. Thank you. I thought I was going crazy there for a second. I really, and that's so Lilo, that's why I don't read this stuff before I read it with y'all, because it's that live reaction. I think that's the entertainment part of this. And I'll tell you, like, I'm sitting here going, this is so weird. This is I'll read the next sentence, and I'm like, I just said that. And it feels so weird to be right, or to not, because we don't know if this is right, this is side, but it's I'm trying not to get cocky. All right. After being peppered with improper opinions that Turtleboy intended to intimidate witnesses, the grand jury was left to speculate and likely incorrectly believe that Turtleboy, not Tully, created the intent folder. Very good point. The grand jury knew the intent folder. The episode's names described in the edited clips that became the grand jury exhibits were all created by Tully instead of Turtleboy. The probable impact of such evidence would have been substantially less. Possibly. Either way, by repeatedly encouraging Tully to testify that the edited videos offered to prove Turtleboy's intent were maintained in a folder named intent, Mello intentionally and improperly bolstered the distorted evidence because Tully's testimony was tantamount to additional expressions of Mello's and Tully's opinion that Turtleboy's intent was to intimidate witnesses. They further deceived the grand jury by playing edits of Kearney's lengthy episodes. We got that like 5 times now. This sleight of hand dramatically misrepresented the context of the episodes and their names and deprived the grand jury of the right to the complete statements made by Mr. Kearney. Failure to disclose non information may impair proper jury. Although Brown, but still. Prosecution's introduction of inculpatory portion of statement distorted by the intentional failure to include exculpatory portions of statements impaired grand jury proceedings and required dismissal of indictment. That's a big one right there. So that case that they're quoting there, it says that their intentional failure to include exculpatory evidence impairs a grand jury's thought. You know, I mean, it's. I don't know how to simplify that anymore. I feel like I'm making it more complicated than it is. As detailed in the following chart, the Commonwealth engaged in pervasive misconduct by repeatedly misleading the grand jury about Turtleboy's episodes. Names were in content. Oh, wow. Yes, this footnote here talks about how the court even used the fake names because it's not supposed to be fake when it gets into a court. I mean, this is all. Hold up your right hand. Do you promise to say the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. I mean, that's it. All right, here is the graph thing here. All right, the episode is titled Testified by Tully in the grand jury, the grand jury transcript. Tully told the grand jury from intent folder, duration of episode, and grand jury exhibit, actual duration of episode. Okay. McCabe residence. So I wonder what the actual episode name was. Turtleboy returns to Canton, door knocking, grilling public officials. Cops called on me, and they labeled it the McCabe residence, and played 1:50 of a 2.5 hour stream. 585 confronting McCabe's outside Norfolk Superior. McCabe's want to kill me. Sean McCabe isn't happy. Karen Reed speaks out. Oh, this was 23 seconds. Need to go to McCabe's soccer game again. Karen Reed case. Where's Michael Proctor? Holy cow. Jeez, yes. When you see it like this, it's so blatant. Holy cow, you can't do this. Surely, to goodness gracious, show me where this has been done before. Where has this ever been done before? If this is common, then I will take back everything I say. But until then, I'm saying you can't do this. This is common sense. You can show this to a 2-bit hood, and they would sit there and say, "Yo, man, you can't do this. This isn't right. This is wrong." Holy cow. Yeah, you are infecting me. Oh my gosh. Look at this, though. Call to Colin Albert. Amari King wants to fight Turtleboy. Canton updates. Annie Bev, Keno, and out of control. This one's 47 seconds of almost 3-hour stream. Trying to destroy Colin Albert's life. Karen Reed case. Commonwealth tells more lies about John O'Keefe's GPS data. Wow. Was it? Yes. Was that? Told the grand jury from intent folder. Yes. Oh my gosh. Look, here's the other one from the intent folder. Impromptu live. Albert should be afraid. 49 seconds. Impromptu live. Karen Reed's parents go on Boston 25 News. A new bombshell information. Oh my gosh. That's so bad. So bad. Oh my gosh. There's another page of it. Oh, all these. Yes. All the intent folder. 25 seconds. Time to hit the gas. Time to hit the gas. Breaking Karen Reed defense files motion to recuse Judge Cannon and oppose gag order. 16 seconds. I do not want this to go to trial. Colin Albert drops out of school. Brian Higgins flipping. Is the end near? Oh, all these. Yes, these are all out of the intent folder. No right to live peacefully. Karen Reed case. Detective Buchanek intimidates witness. Chris Albert seeks protection order. 29 seconds. Wow, this is such. Oh, hey, Kimberly Ray, how you doing, babe? I didn't see you earlier. I'm sorry. Chris Gallant, how are you doing? That's just a joke. Well, the way they handled this is kind of. All right, the above chart and Mel's conduct immediately before he sought Turtleboy's indictment best demonstrates how he repeatedly impaired the integrity of the grand jury proceeding and prejudiced Turtleboy by misleading the grand jury about the evidence. Mel already has spent an extraordinary amount of time. We have a Zach sighting. Zach, what are you doing, man? I tried to tell you about this case, but I'm not as cute as Emily C. No.
You are fake news.
You're cuter than Emily, Zach. Yes, you are. Everybody tell Zach he's cuter than Emily. Better hope T-Rex is here. Ah, geez, I cracked myself up. Oh, wait, what's that? That was a baby falling. Oh, wait a second. Did you guys see that Bederow did a X post today? Anyway, let's skip on down here. Prior to the 20th, Tully already had falsely and improperly testified the location, names, length, and content of at least 17 edits. Prior to the 20th, Mello already had bolstered his improper presentation of evidence by listening to Tully's affirmative statement that these incidents, videos previously played, were all attempts to intimidate these witnesses. Wow. Like, that's just like your opinion, man. December 20th, Mello bolstered his previous misconduct and unsworn opinion that Tully's sworn opinion, Tully's agreement with him that edited exhibits depicted Turtleboy making some comments about his intentions with respect to his activities. Immediately following the improper marshaling and bolstering of the edited evidence. Oh, I love that marshaling. Mr. Mello instructed Tully to play the videos, which he just told the grand jury he and Tully proved Kearney's intent. Tully proceeded to play a series of videos, which he again improperly testified from the intent folder, as they did 17 times previously over the past 3 sessions. Mello and Tully intentionally misrepresented the names of Turtleboy's episodes and to make them sound consistent with what they told the grand jury was Turtleboy's criminal intent. Ooh, and oh, guys, it's so beautifully. It comes together. Yes, yeah, I can see that. This is really well written for his client. Bederow did an amazing job on this. Deprive the grand jury of the full context of the accurate names of episodes. Oh, sorry. I scrolled down like I'm supposed to. Totally matter of factly falsely swore that among Kearney episodes that the intent folder were episodes he prejudicially named. The grand jury is led to believe Kearney names such as enjoying watching witnesses squirm, trying to. At least one of them. Okay, sorry. Mel and Tully's conduct already wasn't bad enough. They exasperated the prejudice to Turtleboy by further bolstering the evidence in their improper opinions of it by replaying edited videos and repeating their false names for videos, even though they already had been presented to the grand jury. Didn't see current. He's indicted. What is it doing? Okay. Oh, dude, hold on here. Wow, man. This is where the devil's in the details, right? And this is something else I totally skipped over all this stuff. So what they changed the time of origin hearing? Yeah, it's the 30th now, isn't it? Who's Colin? Okay, so no members of the Key family testified before the grand jury. That's a big thing. They didn't see the indictment for the alleged witness intimidation of any members of the Key family. That's weird. So he testified the final video played in the grand jury presentation, 58 seconds in length, came from the intent folder and was entitled Rolling Rally, Don't Feel Bad for the Accused, December 20th. Tully explained that the final video's name reference to the parent family of John O'Keefe. Length of the actual video made by Kearney was 2 hours and 8 minutes. The actual title of the video made Mr. Kearney, but it was Canton, the Justice for Karen Reed and John O'Keefe. Rolling around. Oh. The actual name is Justice for Karen and John O'Keefe. They renamed it to Don't Feel Bad for the O'Keefes. That's weird. As the title and content of the actual video made by Turtleboy demonstrates, the grand jury was misled and deprived of evidence. In addition to Miss Reed, Mr. Kearney stated he was seeking justice for Mr. O'Keefe. Wow. Small clip of it. I mean, it doesn't. Okay, so like, does that matter? Maybe not at all. But it's telling of everything here. This is grand jury manipulation, is what I think that Bederow is trying to prove. Does that make sense? Trying to say that, like, the prosecution here, they overstepped their limits. They acted unethically. They acted in a way that is unconscionable, And they did all this, illegally. I think that's what he's trying to say here. Yes, the cumulative effect adds up, 100%. How you doing there, fur missile mama? How is your puppy doing? I never got back with you on that. I know you said one was attacked. The bubblegum may pop and make a mess. The final clip constitutes another example of mellow and properly conducting uncharged bad acts evidence to prejudice the Turtleboy and to appeal to the emotions of the grand jury. No, then instruct the grand jury on the reported relevance of the final edited exhibit or caution the grand jury to limit its deliberations to relevant evidence. Make sure that sympathy for Mr. O'Keefe and his family didn't influence their evaluation of the evidence. At the conclusion, Tully's testimony, just as he did immediately before Tully's testimony, Mr. Mello informed the grand jury that he had presented with the sufficient proof of Turtleboy's intent to intimidate witnesses. All right, I'm done with that part, man. I'm done with all this. Oh, wait a second. That looks like it skipped something there. Now, to improve intent, the Commonwealth has to prove the purpose or objective or any behavior of the defendant, which would be Turtleboy. Obviously, is impossible to look directly into his mind. But we believe that evidence has been presented to you that would allow you to make that determination. On the December 20 transcript, December 19th transcript, Mr. Mello asked Tully. Thank you, T. Hey, that's it. That's the goal. I will dance at your wedding. So you got that going for you, which is nice. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Love our fur babies. Let's see here. Throughout the grand jury proceedings, Mr. Mello engaged in other improper conduct that, combined with the above-cited examples, had the cumulative effect of impairing the integrity of the grand jury proceeding, including allowing grand jurors with a strong opinion about Turtleboy to decide for themselves whether they felt comfortable with telling them they were welcome to stay instead of instructing them to recuse themselves from this matter. Are you kidding me? Do you like Turtleboy or not? I hate him. All right, you're on the jury. Do you like Turtleboy or not? Oh, I love him. All right, you can leave. Informing the grand jury of sentencing possibilities for charged and uncharged crimes. Repeatedly asking witnesses their opinion. Okay, this is all the stuff we went over there. The defense's specific demands for evidence. This is where they didn't get their evidence. She knew Mr. Oh, wow. A grand juror said that they need to be excused. Wow. All right. On the 23rd of February of 24, the defense demanded from Mr. Mello, among other things, statements made possible by witnesses to Tully, all statements between or among any civilian witness, police, or prosecutors, and materials subject to disclosure under Rule 14, including report statements and video. Very, very normal. This is what you ask for stuff. The defense informed the Commonwealth that Mr. Mellow's response to the February 23rd demand was inadequate and that he had, in March 19th, that he had failed to disclose all automatic discovery. Automatic discovery. That's what, when I said very, very normal, par for the course, whatever I said, it's all automatic discovery. I want the stuff. All I have to do is just make the request. Mellow, I mean, that's, man, I don't know how this guy's gonna, he could face this barman. Mellow was directed by the court to disclose all automatic discovery under Rule 14 by May 8th. Oh, wow. Wow. I would like to see the court said too. Mellow didn't comply with the May 8th deadline to disclose all discovery. What? Mellow's failure to comply with the court order deadline wasn't the first time he has neglected important legal matters. Oh, really? He has been disciplined for neglecting at least 3 matters in 2016. He was publicly reprimanded for performing very little work of substance and a failure to communicate with his client. He was further reprimanded in a second matter due to his professional incompetence in failing to file paperwork he was legally required to do in connection with his criminal client's appeal. In 2006, he was admonished for similar misconduct for failing to prosecute a client's case, resulting in its dismissal, and for failing to communicate with his client. Morrissey must have known or should have known about Mr. Mellow's documented failures to comply with his professional obligation before he engaged him to prosecute. Dude, this guy, I bet Mellow's, I bet he looks like Boss Hogg in a cheap suit. Boss Hogg wore an awesome suit. It was a 3-piece suit. Information on behalf of the time the court issued discovery deadline. Cosgrove Joe joined the prosecuting team. I mean, isn't it funny? It's like they get in trouble, so they're just like, pass the buck down. Oh my gosh. He has files at his house and won't turn them over. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. I do Massachusetts jury over summer. What's the oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh, that sucks. In response to the defense's demand, Cosgrove stated that the Commonwealth would provide it. I mean, this is so much like the What the Hell's case, because like they had a there's an attorney involved against them. He ended up passing away, which sounds like Mellow's waiting to do. And gosh, it's just so crazy. Let's see here. Commonwealth would provide all evidence required in Rule 14, recognize the obligation. Yes, okay. Beginning to fall, response to defense of March 19th demand. Okay, sorry, I didn't start this one. Cosgrove, to his credit, acknowledged that Mellow impeded progress on discovery. He provided some discovery to the defense, although none of it related to Ms. Peters' interactions with Mellow and Tully. On July 10th of 24, in response to the defense's March 19th demand, Cosgrove stated that the Commonwealth would provide all evidence required under Rule 14 and recognized its obligation to provide exculpatory evidence. Oh, he sounds competent. Beginning the fall of 24, the defense made a series of specific demands for favorable and discoverable evidence pursuant to Brady, Giglio, and Rule 14. Many of these specific demands sought evidence related to Ms. Peters' relationship with the Commonwealth. Until July 25, the Commonwealth didn't disclose any evidence responsive to the defense demands for evidence related to Ms. Peters' relationship with the Commonwealth, including her involvement with the investigation against Turtleboy. Although the Commonwealth has provided some materials related to Miss Peter, their production to date has been woefully inadequate. The Commonwealth has represented that certain evidence provided by Miss Peter to Mello and Tully is no longer in their possession, custody, and control, and has since been deleted on information and belief by Miss Peter. Although the undisclosed evidence indisputably was in their possession, custody, and control, that's what I said earlier. The Commonwealth regrettably has taken the position that I was like, yeah, you should print it out. You should have a copy. You should have a saved copy. You should have a copy in the cloud. The Commonwealth regrettably has taken the position that they are not obligated to disclose this evidence because it no longer in its possession, custody, or control. I don't know how you can go forward with the prosecution without having the evidence. What did I just get? I just got hit up. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Okay. Sorry, where was I? Although this undisclosed evidence indisputably was in their possession, custody, and control, the Commonwealth regrettably has taken the position they are not obligated. That's wrong. The court should soundly reject this weak justification for the Commonwealth's failure to preserve and provide exculpatory and/or discoverable evidence. Preserve and provide, man. It's so important. See Commonwealth v. Woodward on September 12th, 24. I sent a specific demand to Messrs. I don't know who that is. Cosgrove and Mello, in which the defense sought from the Commonwealth any information in their possession, custody, or control that tended to impair the credibility of any possible witness against Turtleboy, and all promises, rewards, or inducements made by any possible witnesses against Turtleboy. Oh, wow. Any promises, rewards, or inducements. This demand included information related to Miss Peter and Tully. In this demand, I detailed Miss Peter's prominent role in a conspiracy created in December of 23, the purpose of which was to lure him being charged with witness intimidation of Miss Gaia. I don't even know who that is. That's a new one here. Tully served her with a grand jury summons issued by Mr. Mello. Oh, is that girl? Is that the chick? Mello's direct involvement in this scheme was so great that it resulted in the court disqualifying him from the prosecution. I'd like to see that one too, in which Mrs. Ghani is the alleged victim. I informed the DA that the extraction report from Giatiani's cell phone provided to the defense appeared to have scrubbed communications from Peter, Mello, Tully after Giatiani and Miss Peter discussed redacted. Giatiani has since filed lawsuits against Mr. Cosgrove and Tully, where she alleges their improper actions and 24 indictments, including intentionally causing her emotional harm. In which emotional harm, everybody's so emotional in Massachusetts. It must be strongly implied that her intent to sue the DA for at least $50,000 unless she is financially compensated soon. Further sabotaging her own credibility. In addition to further sabotaging her own credibility, she virtually unprecedented scorched earth blame everyone legal maneuvers have created an irreconcilable conflict that requires Mr. Cosgrove and Tully immediate disqualification from the 2024 indictments. Ooh. All right. Didn't respond to specific demand for evidence. October 8th, I sent Messrs. What is that? Messrs. I messed that up. Okay, I got you. Okay, so where did it go? Where are we here? I need to go back over here. Thank you. Now I understand. I never thought about that, but could. Absolutely could. Um, Cosgrove and Mello for another specific demand. The detailed 15-page demand was entirely devoted to production of exculpatory and discoverable evidence related to Ms. Peter, including all evidence information, whatever form Ms. Peter furnished to the Commonwealth and or MSP involving investigation. Did I just read this? I feel like I read this. Prosecution of Turtleboy, any records Peter's communication with the Commonwealth and the state police. So October 1 and the present, and any documentation or memorialization of statements made by Miss Peter in the Commonwealth or state police regarding Turtleboy in any form, including but not limited to written reports, notes, emails, text messages, and or video recordings. That's fun. I actually asked one of the hospitals my mom was at. I told them, I said, I want my mom's medical records. I want everything that you ever said, any type of email message or anything else related to me or my family. I need to go pick those up. All right. On October 17th, 24, is this it? Yeah, same one. Cosgrove, another specific demand for exculpatory and discoverable evidence in the demand of which related to our recent discovery that Jay Morrissey improperly conducted official public business from the personal email account. Again, alerted the Commonwealth of Ms. Peters' direct involvement in this case. Yet again, the Commonwealth then responded to a specific demand for evidence. Mr. Mello forwarded some communication between himself and Ms. Peter to Mr. Cosgrove. Notwithstanding our prior demands, Cosgrove didn't supply the evidence until July 7th. Why are they putting it? All this is, so here's another thought. The prosecution knows they don't have anything against Turtleboy, and what they're trying to do is just wear him out. Just keep on kicking the can down the road until because they know it destroys him mentally and financially, and that's all that that's one of the things they could be doing. The ultimately this man's contract damage supplies evidence almost 7 months after he received it. The untimely disclosed communication between and among Peters and Mello and Tully is critical to the instant motions, and if it had been disclosed promptly, would have been included in support of the defense's first motion to dismiss the indictment. Sent Cosgrove another specific demand for evidence related to the Commonwealth's relationship with Peter again. Demand any evidence included but not limited to Peter's involvement and the Turtleboy case, such as evidence of interactions, communications, including their substance between and among Peters and Kearney and Reed prosecution teams, which include Tully, blah, 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 Cosgrove, that had. What's on here? Okay. Hang on a second. All right. Where do you go? I lost y'all for a second. All right. On July 7th, the Commonwealth disclosed some evidence related to Miss Peter, including the messages forwarded by Mr. Mellon and Cosgrove. Phil, a few emails Peter sent Tully without his response. Commonwealth presented it, turned over 4,727 pages of the Tully's emails. When in fact more than 4,000 of those pages were blank. That's weird, isn't it? So I wrote him again. I said, hey, give me the evidence. Since July 12th, the Commonwealth has provided some additional evidence, including a file containing the previously blank emails. They're not blank anymore, while alleging that some of the evidence is no longer in their possession because of your control. August of 25, Cosgrove represented to the court that Tully has a practice of not clicking on the unsolicited links emailed to him, but instead might go himself and look for it online. Now, you know, I hate to say it, like I'm that type. I do that type of stuff because I don't want to. You always hear, you know, you click something in an email, and it, you know, you're going to download something, right? Like I'm talking like a virus or malware or something like that. From Social Skill for online, Cosgrove stated Tully did not review any materials sent to him. Appeared, for example, Mr. Kearney's YouTube presentations were introduced to the grand jury. All these things that Tully found himself online, he may have been pointed to them by Ms. Peter. He may have been pointed to them by multiple sources, but he never clicked on whatever it was that was sent. So these were never assessed in effect by the Commonwealth as the links are now dead. We've never seen them. The links are presumably dead because whoever sent them took them off the internet. If Tully had clicked on the link, it would have taken him somewhere, probably would, but he didn't. There is strong reason to doubt the truthfulness of Tully's claim to Cosgrove. There's strong reason to doubt the claim. In November 2023 transcript, Tully swore that she provided the audio recordings to him in a private link. Because he informed him that Tully and others had already provided to Aidan, but Tully had personally reviewed the link sent to him by years. Cosgrove representative that the Commonwealth, in effect, never assessed the links provided to them by Ms. Peter, ignores indisputable proof that Mr. Mello accessed the material Ms. Peter. Okay. Ms. Peter received when the agents of Commonwealth 23, the evidence was in the Commonwealth's possession, custody, and control. It was obligated to disclose the evidence in defense under Brady, Giglio, and pre-existing Rule 14, requiring disclosure of any written. Yeah, so, okay, so it's not Tully. I mean, who cares about him? If Duder has it, Mello has it. I mean, the state still has it. I mean, God, it was sent to you in a criminal investigation. I would think that would be, I don't know. I mean, it's exhausting. It's so convoluted. Investigating or evaluation of the case, a report on prosecution no later than May 8th, when the court ordered all automatic discovery to be disclosed to the defense. So all this right now is just getting, to me, it feels like this is judge jargon. Okay, my words. And what it is just to try to get it a streamlined. All this stuff has happened that should not have happened, right? Mr. Mello's a material witness. The court already has disqualified Mello from Turtleboy's indictment because he made himself a material defense witness. Mello's interaction with the communication with Tully and Ms. Peter and his conduct before the grand jury has made him an essential defense witness. We plan on calling him to the stand. Mello's direct advocacy and seeking to have criminal charges lodged against other individuals while acting as both an advocate for witness Chris Albert and for his official capacity as Mr. Kearney's prosecutor creates an actual conflict of interest, makes him a material witness, and compels his disqualification. Weeks after Turtleboy had been arrested, Mello called the police on behalf of Chris Albert, who already had a named witness against Turtleboy, to report that people were picketing Mr. Albert across the street from his Canton pizza shop. In his call to police, Mr. Mello initially identified himself as a prosecutor for the Norfolk DA's office, immediately asked to speak to the supervising sergeant. Mello reported a protest occurring near Albert's pizza shop and requested that a police car respond to make sure that they are not intimidating. Hey, according to Don Lemon, you're supposed to be intimidating. Hang on a second. I've got screens on top of screens. I'm trying to get rid of that. I need to move this. Let me move this one over to here. There we go. And then we said this one. The automatic part should mean the court shouldn't have to order you. True, J7. Not surprisingly, after hanging up with Mello, the officer who took the call properly noted to a fellow officer, well, they can protest. An officer called Mello back and told him that the incident amounted to nothing more than 4 people holding signs across the street from the pizza who had been impeding traffic, who weren't impeding traffic. The officer noted it seemed kind of mellow. It's a small group now. Undeterred from his advocacy for Mr. Albert, Mello asked the sergeant to look at section 268.13a. After receiving the witness intimidation statute, the sergeant asked Mello what he was thinking of doing. So Mello urged the Canton police to either charge or disperse them because they met every single requirement of that statute. You're not okay. If you are breaking the law, the role of the police is to arrest. It's not to disperse. Okay. There's some terrorists over there doing some terroristic things. Just tell them to run along. Tell them to go to the pizza shop down the street. What's the competition? Tell them to go to the competition's pizza shop. Don't come here. We want you to go over there. What a bunch of stupid. Oh, let's see here. Protests. According to Mr. Mello, these protests. According to Mello, these protesters were certainly there to influence Albert or whatever else the statute states. They aren't there for any other reason. They're there for whatever this statute that I'm going to charge them with states. Mello's conduct and his credibility will be the key issues at trial, and it would therefore be improper for him to advocate for the Commonwealth as an unsworn witness. Mello must be disqualified pursuant to the witness advocate rule as codified in Rule 3.7, which mandates that a lawyer shall not act as an advocate at a trial in which the lawyer is likely to be a necessary witness. Lawyer must be disqualified. Representation would taint the legal system or trial. I love that word, taint. The need for evidentiary hearing. Oh my gosh. You're having an evidentiary hearing. Oh, this isn't going to happen. This will be December. It may not even be by December. The defense has provided substantial evidence in support of our motions that at minimum raise substantial material questions of fact that the court must resolve before determining the defense motions. With respect to the motion to dismiss the indictments due to the prosecution's impairment of the integrity of the grand jury proceeding, the defense at a minimum has raised material questions of fact regarding why the Commonwealth presented the grand jury. So this is all the things like the defense is saying this, right? Why is the Commonwealth presented the grand jury with uncharged evidence related to wiretapping of Mr. Scanlon and whether they did so for the purpose of seeking an indictment in the charged offenses, whether Tully or someone else created and or provided the evidence before the grand jury, why he created the edited videos, why he created the intent folder, why he changed the names of Turtleboy's episodes, and whether Mr. Mello was aware of any of this, and whether they discussed it in advance of the grand jury presentation. That's a conspiracy. Why Mello didn't enter Turtleboy's complete episodes into evidence. Why, if Mr. Mello knew the actual names, length, and content of Kearney's episodes, did Mr. Mello elicit testimony from Tully in the manner he did? If Mello knew the actual names, length, and content of this episodes, why? If he knew that, listen. I don't know. All right. What evidence did Ms. Peter provide to the Commonwealth? To whom did she provide it? Who reviewed it? And did anyone vet its authenticity or reliability? If so, when? I don't remember now. It's like, what did we read? What was the thing? How did they find out that she was the one providing this? Gosh. What is the complete substance and nature of the communication between Tully, Mello, and Peter regarding Tully's claim that that he didn't review any links sent him? Did Mello, Tully, or any other agents of the Commonwealth review, preserve, disclose, or delete evidence provided by Peters? And did Miss Peters delete or destroy evidence? And whether any or all of the answers to the above material fact is established that the Commonwealth misled the grand jury by intentionally or recklessly presenting false or misleading evidence or in any other manner that impaired the integrity of the grand jury proceedings for the purpose of securing Turtleboy's indictment. With respect to the motion to dismiss the indictments for the prosecution's failure to provide exculpatory or discoverable evidence, the defense, at a minimum, has raised material questions of fact regarding what efforts, if any, the Commonwealth made to promptly respond to the numerous specific defense demands, including inquiries made with respect to Miss Peter and others. What exactly did you do when a court ordered you to have it done by this date? Were you just sitting over there playing poker with friends online? I mean, what were you doing? Playing Angry Birds on your phone? What's happening here? Why did it take years for the Commonwealth to disclose exculpatory evidence and automatic discovery? Years. That's so messed up. An inventory of all evidence Ms. Peter provided the Commonwealth, including to whom she sent it, and what evidence was preserved, disclosed, lost, or deleted. Whether evidence provided by Ms. Peter was edited or tampered with by her or anyone else. Whether any deletions, was provided by her, was edited or tampered with by anyone else. So that to me makes me question, do they think somebody else provided her the evidence to turn in? Is there a phantom menace in this? Is there someone in the background? Whether any deletions, non-disclosure, and or untimely disclosure of evidence was intentional. Why were communications between and among Mr. Mello, Tully, Ms. Peter from September 23 through early 24 disclosed by Mr. Mello months after defense specific demands? And why did Mr. Cosgrove fail to disclose them for another 7 months? And why has the Commonwealth failed to disclose alleged written communications that Ms. McCabe has sworn she provided to the Commonwealth? Oh, well, that's a big one. That's pretty big. I mean, somebody there is telling a fib. Either it happened or it didn't happen. With respect to the defense motion to disqualify Mr. Mello a defense, at a minimum, he raised material questions of fact regarding Mr. Mello's knowledge of Ms. Peters' dubious credibility, including her bias against Turtleboy, her motive to falsely accuse him, and her history of forging evidence against Turtleboy. Mr. Mello's communication with Ms. Peter regarding her input and production of evidence, including his knowledge of whether Tully reviewed evidence provided by Ms. Peter. Mr. Mello's knowledge about how he and D.L. Tully prepped for the grand jury, whether they discussed how Tully was going to describe the episodes, and whether Mr. Mello and Tully intentionally misled the grand jury. We're almost done, y'all. Almost done. Oh, wait. This is it. Mr. Mello's knowledge of whether Tully, Ms. Peter, or anyone else edited the clips and changed the names of Turtleboy's episodes prior to the grand jury's presentation. Wherefore, as alleged herein and detailed in the accompanying memorandum of law, the defense requests dismissal of the indictments and disqualification of Mello, or in the alternative, an evidentiary hearing on our motions and any other proper relief deemed just and proper by the court. Oh, wow. So the defense is requesting dismissal of the indictments and the disqualification of Mello. And if not that, they want an evidentiary hearing on their motions. And that is all she wrote. Wow. Wow. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Runkle makes my heart happy every time I see him. I watched all 24 hours with little naps of his fundraiser and fell in love with his kindness. I think I talked to him one time. He's a pretty cool guy. I mean, you got to forgive that whole Canadian thing, right? Alberta wants to separate from Canada, so that's kind of cool. Oh, I love my Canadian viewers. Canada is the number one outside of America that watches me. Candy Crush. Oh, Debbie, you can read my mind. That's what I was. As soon as I said Angry Birds, I was like, no, what's that one that's always talked about? Candy Crush. Yes, Candy Crush. Let's see here. Bederow is fantastic. Oh yeah, hey, I'm glad you brought that up. Oh, hold on, wait, hold on. Nancy, how you doing? Her picture's got a Runkle in it, her avatar. J7, the troublemaker, only because she makes me work. Baker always makes fun of the 1812 overture. I'm like, what song do you have that has live cannons in it? All right, since I've already bored everybody to death, let's do this real quick and we'll get out of here, okay? So we've got 22, enlarge. Boop. So this is Bederow put this on X. Shame on all of you keyboard warriors. You guys see this? Yeah, there you go. Wait, where you got lost it? All you keyboard warriors who assume and speculate that we are seeking an adjournment out of fear of addressing legal issues which have been fully briefed. We do this for a living. Whether you Twitter people care or don't. Whether you Twitter people, we are prepared to argue. It is our living. Oh, man. Yes. Keyboard warriors with too much time on their hands, understandably, may have no idea how busy schedules work, how crises arise and must be triaged. Oh, he used triaged again. I'm going to look that word up and start using it myself. While why an adjournment request may become necessary, and in particular, how critical issues arise unexpectedly and may require a human attorney to drop everything and immediately address a crisis and support a close friend and client without reservation in difficult times. Shame on you. This has been a possibility for days. Sit tight. You'll have your chance to criticize soon enough, just not Friday. In the meantime, find a hobby. And so he doesn't like Nancy Boyce. He is the king of clapbacks. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh. Yes. Is that tomorrow? Hey, y'all. Oh gosh, it is 21st. Kimberly Ray has an appointment tomorrow. Please keep her in your prayers. She means just it's like so many of y'all, you mean so much to me. And Kimberly is one of those people. It's funny. We're just both from Memphis, and that's kind of like how we started, talking back and forth and stuff. And she's a joy in the chat. And tomorrow she's going to be having a procedure or something done. So pray that she gets through safe, and pray that it brings her the relief that she needs. How you doing? What's up, girlfriend? Yo, Rosalind Duke. This is she's an amazing gal. I absolutely love this chick. And she's awesome. Absolutely awesome. So, how you doing, babe? What's going on? I have been streaming for way too long. I am thankful for everybody who came here and listened to me. I'm thankful that I got to go through this. Yeah, Bederow had a close friend pass away. That's awful. That is awful. Wait a second. I heard something. Oh, hang on. You know what I'm gonna do? Check this out. I've got how do I do this? I always forget how to run a stream. Do this. And we're gonna go to. Is that? Yeah, I think that's it. And we're gonna go to that. Sorry, I got a little stuff here I gotta do. Hang on. All right, let me just say that. Cool. All right, I forgot. I have tonight's trash night. I gotta move a car. Oh, I gotta do stuff I don't want to do. Hey, thank you, Lilo. I appreciate you. No, you guys are awesome. Is Baker coming on 11:30 to wish him a happy birthday? Is it his birthday? It's not his birthday, is it? I don't think it is. I don't know when it is. I truthfully do not know when. He's had a birthday stream before, but he has not been. It's not on his birthday. Y'all, I forgot Miami Spice's birthday last year. And we've had a birthday party. I've been to a birthday party before. Trash, clean the gutters, empty the ice streets, organize the yarn. I gotta do it all. Rosalind, again, it is June 3rd, 4th, and 5th is Dollywood. The 5th is the FNL live. So the original. So we tried the 15th of May, and there's a blackout in hotels that weekend, and then so we got June 5th. And then it had to be kind of put on pause because there was going to be a problem with a Danish guy. And but then he was like, "Now I can make it work." And so it is. That's what it is. We're going full steam ahead. Dollywood, FNL Dollywood 26. It's got a theme. It's got a song. I'm going to play it. Not right now, but we are going to play it. So I'll take the hit. I'll take the. Whatever it is, the hit. It's not a bad hit. It's a good hit. Feels so good. I love you guys. Thank you. And tomorrow night, maybe we'll push coins if I can remember.
Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop. And then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, "Oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire." Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got her. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody